Hello, and welcome to BonkTable. I'm Mass, and this is another cool jazz lore episode. If you want to know about Nords, well, I got a tale for you. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. We got Lord Daddy Kang in the back there, who's going to be on bass. We have up here on tambourine lore expert Stratego Steve, who's an uncle.
I suppose. I'm not, but...
And finally, we have from out back, who's selling everyone tickets and handing out drinks, is our intern and executive producer, Skillen.
Hello.
And Cass is unavailable to come tonight, so she will be away. That's the intro. Anyway, we're doing Nords lore.
I was really hoping that Steve would do a tambourine sound.
I was hoping to.
I was looking around my desk and I'm like, okay, it's already been like 3 seconds of awkward silence. I just have to roll with it.
I should have gave you like a better instrument, like on the harmonica. Just
the harmonica.
If you did kazoo, I probably could have just done some weird little sound effect, but
yeah.
You know, lessons learned, I suppose.
Yeah, next time I'm Lord Jazz Band.
Should have kept your tambourine closer, you know?
Yeah. Do you guys not have random percussion instruments in your home?
No.
No.
Back in middle school, elementary and middle school, I played the oboe, but
so
then I got to high school and they're like, "Well, you'll die if you play that in marching band, so you have to learn a new instrument." I'm like, "Well, I'm out. I already don't like playing the first one. Now I got to learn another one. This is bullshit."
This is bullshit. How does this work? When I was in middle school, I was a percussionist, and I was very good. I'll admit to that. But
this explains a lot.
Yeah. One of the things I did do is I took the crash cymbals and I went up behind one of the guys who played trumpet, and I fucking reeled them really far back, and I smashed them together, and then you slide them over his head, so his head's in between the two, and you just let it rattle out, and he literally went, and like started raising up out of his chair while just getting like blasted by the noise. The band teacher saw that. This is at the start of class while everyone's warming up, and I immediately got sent to the principal's office.
Yeah, I believe it.
That'll happen.
You should be thankful that he didn't take his hard metal instrument and just beat you with it. That's where I thought this was going. I thought it was an immediate reprisal for your action.
No, he was kind of done. He was just like, oh. It's like, well, I have defeated you.
Yeah, shit. You really were a percussion kid.
Yep.
They're all wild childs.
That's why we're in the back.
You have to be.
Yeah, really do. Is this the right one? Nope, I don't know. I'm trying to build werewolves, and right now I'm kind of failing.
Oh, okay.
Is this one? Nope, this looks stupid. Anyway.
Speaking of werewolves.
Yeah. Lords.
That reminds me, though, we have a painter locally who does painting for Chuck. And if you ever play Chuck and he's playing Nords, he will bring the werewolves he has. Every single one of them looks like Beast from the X-Men. It was painted that way. It's great. I love it. I wish he'd done like...
Chuck just accumulates like good painters. Like one of his friends, I think, is like... he did painting for Privateer Press, and he's just like, "Oh, yeah, here, paint my Fallen Divinity. I'll trade you like dinner for it or something," whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And then he knows another painter for Privateer Press, and he's painted other stuff for him for favors. And
I'm so jealous all the time. It's like the man... I won't say he paints badly, but I'll say he doesn't put effort into it. He just does it to get colors on there.
He has a very utilitarian paint style where it's like, it is painted, I have met the requirements, I can use it.
But when he brings something out that's well painted, it's like, you didn't do that. Who did? What happened? What did you trade for this?
How the fuck?
And it's always beautiful stuff.
Okay, there we go. I dry fit it finally, and it works. Wow, that was annoying.
Knowing Chuck, he probably taught someone how to spin silk into gold or something.
No, they found out his real name.
He's like Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
Well, no, he found out their real name, and that's why they got tricked into painting for him.
Exactly. Can you tell me my real name? If you can't, you must paint a model for me.
Oh god, Chuck, no. Well, I did have this dry fit, and now it's fucking ass, so we're doing great here.
My name is Rumpled Fortskin.
Oh, there we go.
That's not where I thought you were taking that.
I might have made some fucking mistakes. I'm excited. Is Chuck going to Golden Rhino?
No.
So he's our local, but he's out of town. By out of town, I mean out of country, doing some international thing. He will be flying. His flight lands at like 11 p.m. the first day, so he might show up to point and laugh, but he's not going to participate.
Oh, really?
He needs to get kicked off the roster then.
He's already transferred his fucking ticket.
I know, but
And the Longshanks doesn't really matter. Like if you're on Longshanks but you don't have a ticket, that really sucks to be you.
I do love how this is my segue to promote Golden Rhino, and it's just Steve complaining about go sign up.
Well, people better sign up. We had 40 tickets. We're down to 7, and I know that Matt and Worm are eyeing those tickets hungrily, and I think they said that later this week they're gonna know if they're grabbing them or not. So grab them while you can. Going fast.
I'm buying a ticket either tomorrow or the next day. I know that for sure.
Well, this goes
theoretically 6 tickets then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this will go out on Friday. It's currently a Tuesday. So Matt, you better get that ticket in before this goes out, and some guy from Europe buys it. Like maybe one of the Joshes around.
Mass. I do not. We'd be very happy to have people from outside the U.S. come and visit. We're really happy to have you coming. We're really happy to have you coming.
Oh, thank
you. I would be very surprised if other people other than you did.
I don't think anyone from Europe is going to grace us with their presence.
I would be shocked.
Yeah.
Both in terms of monetary investment and just that thing that's happened.
Yeah.
Tariffs.
I mean, yeah.
Sure, let's go with that one.
Yeah, the Coldplay concert really hit home on the EU.
God, that's so fun. There's so many memes of that.
Oh, geez.
Oh, it's so good.
Referential humor is great because it means that everyone will enjoy this for years to come.
How does this work?
Oh, man. So, what are we here for again?
Nords. I think I cut out the
Who-
wrong fist.
Who are you people? Why am I here?
The Wrong Fist. That sounds like a really good Nord name, actually.
Or the
Oh.
shittiest Space Marine chapter.
Yeah, the Wrong Fist.
Oh,
My name is Harold Wrong Fist.
I call
Why is it
storms
Wrong
down.
Fist? I don't know, actually.
I'm your old wrong fist from the Bad Toucher clan.
Nope. Shut it down.
Oh,
I can't reuse Uncle Touchy's playroom. I already used that for the Dwight episode.
Uncle Touchy's naked puzzle basement. Get it right.
Oh, where's that even
okay.
from? Where did who found that?
I don't
Well, now we're
remember where it's from, but it lives rent free in my head.
well,
Yeah,
now
so
we're
do a lot of
going
other
to,
things, but
Now we're going to Uncle Touchy's Frozen Game Reserve.
oh no, this is so
Wait,
much work.
is the sovereign lineage Uncle Touchy this whole time?
Maybe.
He would be.
That explains
think
a
he's-
lot.
I think he's
actually.
very touch averse if he's that paranoid.
That poor
He just
fucker.
uses an avatar suit to do the touching.
I basically just called. Well, I guess he's not really incel. He's more like voluntarily celibate. In that
He's a vol
sense, but-
cell.
I don't know. Is he actually celibate? That's a good question, don't you think?
What does
That's not a no. That's a question that you asked, my friend. I want no part in this.
You said celibate, and I'm like, well, is he though?
Yeah, and then you're just like, well, we have to know, and it's like, no, actually, we don't.
Can we have a
depends on your,
Bachelor episode
definition.
for the Sovereign lineage or the Sovereign?
We
Like, do
talked
you
about
think
him on the
that-
Golden Spires.
No, like a Bachelor
he, like-
episode where he has 20
Oh.
potential suitors. That'd be really funny. Trying to get the Imperial officer to date him, and if he would, dumb shit like that.
No.
Our next contestant, the Zilliard from Old Dominion, swinging at
but,
Clash
like,
3,
we could-
5 attacks.
Like, speaking of the Spires episode, we could probably like do an addendum episode for Spires with all the new stuff that came out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Easy.
Talks about their new the mad godson that like watched over them and like blasted them with radiation all the time, and
They actually explore life binding and all of that stuff. That why they're technically immortal and everything. It's really cool.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Don't you worry. We just gotta get through all the main factions, then we can start having fun.
That's fair. But yeah, speaking of Uncle Touchy's frozen game reserve, the Nords, Mannheim,
1942.
1942.
real quick addendum. I'm not sure I like the repeated use of Uncle Touchy's naked puzzle basement, considering that I'm the one that has Uncle put in their name. I think that's kind of. I want to point out that I have no association to this in any way, shape, or form.
Just clarifying, I am neither touchy nor am I an uncle.
You could be.
All right, we'll call it Daddy Feely's frozen game reserve.
No.
Hello.
Keep going.
Anyway, Nords, Mannheim, Frozen Wastes. What's their deal? Who knows? Anyone?
Yeah. Do you have any like prompting questions? that
Okay,
you have
so
in
what-
Nords?
The big thing for Nords that everyone loves is just the Yggdrasil. No, is it? Yeah, it's the Yggdrasil, the World Tree, and the Vani and Ursi. The two types of gods, because that's kind of like the creation myth of Nords is basically our own Norse mythology, but then it's all revealed that it's surprise, bitch, it's Spires.
Fucking Spires again.
Yeah,
Pretty much. Like,
so
like the story of Yggdrasil is intertwined deeply with the Nords, but I could have swore that people got into Nords because they're like, oh, my heritage, Viking.
I'm a big blonde, blue-eyed, blue man. Like, look at me.
Interestingly, most of the people that say that are not blonde and blue-eyed. I've noticed.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
It's just big people who like go. Oh,
But like speaking on that though, at the same time, do you have a picture of Svalbard?
is this the
It's the guy who's sitting on the
Yeah,
throne of-
It's in my
Wonder
basement as a
Armor.
poster.
Yeah, he's the poster. I was looking at him just now because I'm opening up to the book. He's got plugs in his chest. Did you notice that?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
space
he has
marine.
Yeah, he's got Einherjar ports.
That's super cool. I didn't notice that before.
Get all that Einherjar juice in there so he gets swole.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a tweaker.
Swole me up
So
inside.
yeah, the Einjar, the Aesir, the Vanir, just the entire history of the Nords. Well, where do we want to start, really?
We probably have to start with the Spires, I think, and
Yeah.
the Weavers.
We want to start with
As
that
all
whole.
good stories, we start with the spires.
Start with
You know what?
yeah. No wonder it's Uncle Touchy's game reserve because this guy literally like fucked up a lot of shit. You're welcome.
Let's
Steve.
see. Yggdrasil. So it used to just be a spire, if I remember right. It was a normal spire.
Yeah.
And I think it was because during the War of Dragons they capitulated and let Nidhogg win that they continued to survive. I think there's something else there. Let me see. It's in here in the book actually. Because
Yeah, who would have thought we should read the book?
well, I did
Absolutely.
read it one before. It was like,
Oh,
There
good.
was, like,
At least one of us did.
oh, there was a schism between the two halves, the Weaver and the Spire halves, because at this point the voice hadn't yet,
Split off.
yeah, it was just two separate parts of the exiles that lived in Yggdrasil. The half that would become the Aesir. No, the half that would become the Vanir were chased off by the ones that lived in the Spires because there was a political schism. So they ran away and lived out in Mannheim.
And then
for
they
a
were
long
happy,
time.
right? Right.
I don't know. Maybe it didn't
Probably
seem
not.
like they were happy. They were the ones. who-
Mannheim seems a bit like a shithole.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
why
at
we
the
have a
time,
nature
Mannheim-
park reserve over there.
I mean, at the time, Mannheim was probably a little bit less of a shithole because Loki had yet to release his monsters into the wild. There were no Einhjar, there was nothing like that.
See, my valuation is not even taking into account the monsters that were eventually, just that it's in a frozen hellscape.
Oh,
That's true.
Sounds like Canada. We'll be fine.
Oh, that's right. Okay, the schism that divided them was the surrender to Nidhogg. That's what it was. So the Aesir chased out the Vanir and submitted to Nidhogg, and he decided to live beneath the spire. And they just lived happy-go-lucky slave lives, as the spire should, for a long time.
The dragon got new slaves?
Yeah, he did.
He didn't even need the Dwayco. He had a whole spire.
I mean, we'll get to that, actually, because there's a different name for them later on. But the Vanir were the ones who freed the Nords initially from the first reign of the Giants. And that's why they were called the Friendly Ones, the Vanir. So,
what were the Aesir
but apparently
called?
throughout the entire time,
Please continue. You know us by now.
yeah. But throughout the time, it appears like it was centuries of time. Still, the Aesir and the Vanir would still clash around Yggdrasil, and the humans would see this. The Vanir became more Weaver-like. They would use life biting, while the Aesir would eventually just become Spire-like. So there wasn't the clear delineation even after the Weaver break-off, but they still evolved along those lines, it looks like.
Well, I'm glad they were still together.
So this is when the creation myths of the Nords were born. Oh, they even talk about specific battles and stuff. Huh. Interesting. Oh, okay, no. Let's see. When Nidhogg... Oh, I got some stuff confused because I didn't read it correctly. So the Vanir sisters, two of the Weaver sisters, tricked Nidhogg into living beneath the spire in an accord with the Aesir to trap him. That's what happened. Okay. But they did they tricked him to live down there so he would never have to leave. They would feed him, bring him all this stuff. They did create him a slave race called the Dvirgr. The Dvirgr?
Dwagar?
Vergar?
I guess. Dwegvar, or whatever it is.
It's just undead Nords. It's all
Vergar.
No, they're not Nords. It's they are dwarves, dark dwarves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Drugir?
It's not said Drugir. It's Dvergr.
Vergar. Something
Yeah.
like that.
But they were the ones who carved the rooks and made the treasures and everything.
Okay, that's cool.
Is there a Raskatotter in this?
We're the squirrel's balls.
But as time passed,
Immediately ignores question. Smart.
What was that?
Where are the squirrel's balls? Where are his nuts?
Raskatotter is the squirrel that runs up.
That might actually get addressed. I don't remember actually.
Oh no!
There might be a Vanir named Raskatotter or something like that.
Hell yeah!
What a nutty coincidence.
That'd be really nuts. But eventually Nidhogg grew fat on the roots of Yggdrasil and fell asleep. And he stayed asleep because, old dragons tend to accumulate and rest. They accumulate, get money, sleep.
Get money, get fat, get rested.
Yeah. And they don't do anything. They maintain the prisons. They maintain all of those connections to all the three horsemen's prisons. And do that, they sleep. But during the time that he was sleeping, the roots of Yggdrasil actually started to BDSM him. Like they crept around his mouth, around his legs, his wings, his tail. They crawled within him. I'll let you imagine that. But they found their way within him, so that he is now part of the root system of Yggdrasil. And he's now bound to it. And if he was ever to tear himself free, he would kill himself. But this was all a plan by the Aesir, the Vanir, to, no longer be slaves to the dragon, even though they escaped the majority of the dragon war shenanigans that happened. Because remember, all that's happening too. Sovereign gets his house ripped in half, and he gets shown how big an ancient dragon's tooth is, and he shits his pants. But up here, they're just like, yeah, whatever. We fuck bitches. We don't care about dragons. We have them as power plants.
Gotta fatten up the Nidhogg.
Wait, you guys didn't trap your dragon?
Yeah, really.
I feel like the city-states learned from these people. They're like, what if we just
They
trap
might
them?
have. But it looks like because he was subdued, they united together, and they were like, "Oh, you guys are actually pretty cool. We should be pals." And that's what allowed the Spire to grow exponentially at that point. They became more industrious. They started creating new technologies, and they started preparing to fight both the dragons and Sovereign, if it ever came to it. Apparently, the Vegir were freed and let become their own race. They were just like, "You guys go ahead. We're not going to enslave you." It looks like, because they are noted as they traded with them rather than enslaved them.
They're like, you
That's
are too many mouths to feed. Get out.
That is interesting. Many legendary items were crafted by the Dvegir during the era. Relics of the gods of Yggdrasil. So they're more like, partners at this point.
Okay.
It doesn't really talk about what happens with them after that, but
We know.
yeah, we know. But it was during this time that Yggdrasil branched off even more and just became something entirely different than a regular spire. This is when they started to blend biomancy and life binding together, even though they had separated and specialized themselves. They started making intelligent biological automata. So they made flesh robots that were actually able to function and do stuff, but they weren't naturally aware, it says. So they weren't thinking robots. They were just good functioning servants.
Just,
They're the doer robots.
I have no mouth and must scream.
Yeah, something like that, I believe. This is also when they discover the power of faith. They noticed that the primates below them were worshipping them as gods. Like individual tribes were, because of the stories that the Aesir and the Vanir had
Fed them.
had fed them with. They hadn't even fed them with. They just naturally cropped up while they were doing battle with each other. They were treated as gods because of the things they did. And they were trying to figure out this faith thing, and then that's when the breaking happened.
Okay, so if I recall correctly, the breaking is wasn't it the shattering where all the dragons were like, "Oh, we've been hit primordially and are now super fucked for we're stunned for 35 years instead of 2 rounds of combat."
Yeah, that's when the Dweg did their thing and started doing the genocide.
Just a little bit of Dwegicide.
It was at this point that apparently a bunch of humans died and the power of belief disappeared. Nidhogg was drained. He was unable to do his normal thing. They didn't grow exponentially after this. Yggdrasil almost was broken because of it, and they thought he was dead for a long time, which is why he escaped persecution by the Dweghome.
So what, did they show up to Yggdrasil and we know you got a dragon down there. Like, we don't. He's fucking dead, man. Like, he died in that whole explosion thing you guys did. They're like, oh, okay. Like, if that's how they had that conversation went, it's like it's very surprising that Dwaycom were that reasonable. And we're like, fuck it, let's kill him anyway.
It was more like we don't sense any we don't sense a dragon or whatever. Like, there's that whole story about the moving mountain that has a dragon inside of it that the hold of Gilligas is dragging across the world towards Yggdrasil in the current timeline. And it's because the
mobile fortress.
Yeah, they're literally moving a mountain as a mobile fortress because the dragon that's kept captive can sense other dragons. And it was recently when the dragon started to sense Nidhogg and was active. Or some shit like that. I'd have to go back and read it.
A fucking narc.
Yeah, for real. And you know what he did it for? Yeah,
getting his eye poked so that he could let the pus drain.
Yeah, it was a flick in the eye. The fucking narc.
Kind of a bitch move.
Yeah. But because of the breaking, 3 projects were started by the Aesir and the Vanir. You know how exiles are all about their science and nerd shit.
I thought they just wanted to have fun.
Something like that.
Spurs.
Let's see. The 3 projects were... Alright, the first project was called Kvasir. It was to create and secure a flow of belief from the people of Mannheim. And that was headed by the Vanir Oder and Freya. Oh, those are interesting names. Oder and Freya.
Thank you for being subtle.
I know, right? The second project was the Einunhar project. We know all about that, or we're going to learn about that today since we're talking about the Nords. And that one was headed by Heimdall. You should all know Heimdall. He's the big dude who guards the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah, I watched Thor.
Yeah, exactly. The one who sees. And then the third project is the one that...
I don't know, he didn't see too well. We'll get to that. The joke will eventually make sense in half an hour.
But the last one was called the Well of Wisdom Project, which was led by Loki and Odin. Loki and Odin were the most intelligent of all of the Aesir and the Vanir, apparently. That's not them stroking their egos at all.
Sure.
That's like... Yeah.
I mean, the others didn't build a Well of Wisdom, did they?
That's fair.
Did the Sovereign okay this? Like...
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, absolutely. No, he would be shitting his pants if he knew anything about this, just as Hasley did when he found out.
Remember, the Yggdrasil has not had contact with the outside world. They were prepared to fight dragons and the other exiles for their independence.
Oh,
they're a little bit like America.
And incidentally, this well of Wisdom project was instrumental in that.
Yeah, exactly.
You imagine?
The project was set out.
They were like, "Here is an M16. Get off my island."
Here's Skynet, except it doesn't hate us.
Get off my island.
But yeah, the project, the Well of Wisdom project, was the premise of it was to design an intelligence that could calculate and quantify the possibilities of all futures. So
it's a prediction machine. Cool.
Basically a fortune-telling machine that told you everything that would ever happen. That's not problematic at all.
No, I feel like even if they got it built, I feel like the monkey's paw will curl, and it's like processing 43 years to get the prediction for your one choice to have all outcomes be explained to you.
Oh no! It Loki saw a slight problem with this.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I feel like the truest monkey's paw curling would be like, oh, in every possible future, everyone else in the world gangs up and destroys this as soon as it exists.
But it goes in... It goes into detail here about why they wanted to do these 3 projects.
Okay.
They needed a power source to revitalize the Spire and keep their dragon alive, to also power the Spire and fuel its growth. They needed bodies and people and an army to protect themselves from the rest of the world. And then they needed something that would an early warning system to do that. So all 3 things just were isolationist ideas, essentially. They were to make our shit cool, make our shit strong. Nobody can fuck with us.
So
It
like
sounds like North
make
Korea.
Yggdrasil great again.
Yeah.
That's gotta be BonkTable merch. Make Yggdrasil great again. It'll be like
All right,
a light
moving-
blue hat.
and moving on to our next topic.
Yep. But during so of the projects, 2 of them went off without a hitch.
Nice. We're doing good.
Kvasir still to this day works because they really instilled that faith in the Nords. You know, it'd be like aliens approaching us today, be like, "We are your gods.
I am
Come
Ra.
worship us.
I am Odin. I am Horus.
Be not afraid, human."
I am Zeus.
I'm not afraid. I'm horny.
Yeah,
It is a
Zeus would get
better
the horny
success rate.
going.
Yeah, it is a better success rate than most Spire's projects. To be
Yeah,
fair.
really. But when Project Kvasir started to actually take hold, the Yggdrasil itself started to change shape through the power of belief. Because individuals were becoming the targets of worship, individual Aesir and Vanir started to grow and change themselves to fit the myths and legends that their people were were telling and exemplifying and worshiping.
Faith is pretty wacky in the setting, in case someone hasn't been.
So,
Following
quick
along.
question for you, Kang.
Yeah,
I keep asking you this one because I always forget
What's
it.
up?
What are the 3 tenets?
The 3 tenets are faith is power, power attracts, and power corrupts.
Well,
And if faith is
specifically,
power,
attracts more power.
yeah, power attracts power. That sort of goes without saying. It either
Is this like
attracts
evil Highlander
competition.
rules?
Yeah, it either attracts more competition and more power is gained one way or another, or it just attracts more power. But as the worship was flowing through Yggdrasil, it changed and it became the 9 realms. Like, it actually became a realm unto itself rather than just a spire. Which that's to say just the spire is like demeaning the spire, because those are cities unto themselves already. Those are giant, like mega cities standing as trees might. But Yggdrasil became something omnipresent in Mannheim. You could see it from across the horizon. Like, you could look at the horizon and see Yggdrasil.
Isn't there stories of there was a guy on a boat on a dark night, and the way he got back home is when he saw the tree very specifically.
I would not be surprised. I'm sure that is a story that could easily be told.
That does sound familiar.
Well,
Yeah.
there's the reason he
it's
could
like-
see the tree in the
Yeah,
dark.
there's a reason.
It's like the Erd tree in Elden Ring,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, at a certain point of the game.
At a certain point in the game, he traversed the poison ocean in feet to see the Elden Tree.
So, there's a passage here that I think really exemplifies it. Within a few centuries, the spires became more. The corridors of its higher levels expanded. Halls and rooms appeared where none had existed. Freya's own garden slowly and steadily grew larger and richer. Valhalla's corridors, where the Einhjar pods waited, changed. Odin's hall reshaped itself in the image held by the believers. One by one, shadows of the 9 realms were reflected across the World Tree Spire and its surroundings. And at its highest level, Asgard, a realm within a realm. And then the well awoke. And everything went to shit. Hey, baby, I need you to calm down, okay?
Yeah, baby.
Sorry. Yeah, it's my little one. She's in the background.
That's okay.
She's
I'm busting your
excited.
balls.
No, it's okay. Everyone's my baby. I will let everyone be my child.
Oh.
I pass.
Oh, this is gonna be some Uncle Touchy level shit going on right here in a moment.
That's fair.
You remember, you are 37 feet tall with 19 inches. Everyone
That's
should
true.
be
You're all my
concerned.
children. You're already my children. But when the well awoke, Loki, for some reason at this point, decided this ain't good shit.
This is not the good cooch.
Because he's right.
It's very funny that they say Loki, ever the untamed spirit. That's pretty apt, like in every sense of the word, I guess. He foresaw what it would become. He said it would become the death of free will, which that's got a ring to it. He tried to get Odin to destroy it, to terminate, to stop it. But Odin, actually we don't know Odin, but we know like an incarnation of Odin.
Our own
stubborn.
human Odin? Or
Yeah,
God of War
we know-
Odin?
Yeah, Odin's like stubborn and shit. He's like, no, this is my shit. So, Loki, unable to stop the project, he left it. He thought that'll be the end of it. They need me. I'm half of this project. I'm the big cheese.
I'm the big Loke.
Motherfucker shouldn't have had a daughter.
Remember, people don't have kids.
Yeah, they will be your downfall.
Yeah. Just like Kang and his
So-
child right now. I'm not editing
Yep,
out.
she's gonna take everything from me and become greater. I hope so.
Oh.
But Hel, Hel, Loki's daughter, it's like, I am smarter than my dad. I'm better than my dad. I will help you finish this project, Odin.
Well,
And
do we want to get into why she's on the project? Because I think that's
Yeah.
potentially
you-
interesting.
go ahead and deal with that, Steve. We got a little bit of that.
So, Loki at the start of the project was incredibly devoted to his work. He threw himself into it, 150%. And his daughter's kind of like, "Hey, Dad, could you stop being an absent dad and like care about me?" Well, that plan didn't really play out as she had expected. So instead, she decided, how can I connect to my father? Well, he really likes this Well of Wisdom project he's working on. So she threw herself into her studies, and she joined on the project so that she could work alongside her dad and try to be like, oh, we have like a dad-daughter like bond over this weird, creepy device we're working on. And then he goes paranoid about it and is like, shit, this thing's going to collapse basically all futures into like one single point to like fix causality. I have to destroy this. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me?
We finally bonded, and you were like, nope. Kids involved in my work. Nope.
Yeah, just like she was basically like, "Oh, great, yeah, I fucking as soon as I involve myself, he fucking drops it again, so just so he can get away from me." So she basically is like, "I'm going to no, I have put too much of my life into this now. Screw it, you're a terrible father. I'm all in on this. I have to make sure that our work, proceeds as planned."
It does say here in the book, it does say some claim that Odin was practically forced to accept her. Like, she was so overbearing and so passionate about it that she forced him to take her as part of the project.
I was going to say, it sure wasn't Loki pushing for her to be on the project.
It also says Hel's biological compatibility meant she was the only one capable of managing Loki's half of the well. So you had to be a part of the well to physically use it. And she was the perfect fit.
Damn, Odin must be. He's like, everything's coming up, Odin. Idiot.
But it also, Loki is like, oh, why would he allow her to take over the project? Why would he do this to me? Why would he do this to my daughter? And that's when Odin announced the prophecy of Ragnarok, the end of Yggdrasil, the end of the world. And Loki was vindicated. It's like, this shit is wrong. And so Loki, being who he is, decided to go off and just start making monsters and letting them roam around and try and fuck up everything. It says he was determined to see the well destroyed. To overwhelm it, he unleashed his endless quote unquote children upon the world. That's really funny considering hell.
Yeah.
Here's my daughter Hell, and here's my monster creation Good Hell.
Monstrous creations meant to flood Hell and Odin with endless warnings of danger and catastrophes. He did it to hide what he was going to do in Ragnarok. And, I think we covered Ragnarok.
Yeah, but we gotta do it again because this is a Nord specific episode, so we can go a little
That's
deeper.
fair. So, with Ragnarok, they weren't sure who was going to be the big problem. They weren't sure who Surtur was going to be. The child of fire and light and the champion of Muspelheimir. Who the fuck is Muspelheimir?
DM, someone call Stravos right now, just so he can actually say these words.
That is
Mass, I want you to know he is the. I love the man. He is the last person that you should be asking to pronounce things.
Yeah. So is anything in Welsh? I have learned.
Oh, God.
You can tap him to talk about Greek pronunciation, but anything else, I'd be very wary.
Yeah, it's Muspelheimir.
Muspelheimer.
Yeah,
it's Muspelheimer.
Isn't that the fireplace?
Muspelheim is, I think, the dark place.
The child of fire, light, and champion of Muspelheimer. That would make sense if it's called the dark place. So it'd be like the void or something like that.
Norse mythology.
Which, that's interesting.
Muspelheim is the realm of fire.
Because that's where Surtur lives.
Helheim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense because we all know Surtur is going to be Hasleya. So
he's raving at the Yggdrasil tree at 11.
Yeah. This is at the point where the Dominion's at its highest place in the world. It's just so good, so powerful. Everything's great. The legions are working wonderfully. He is the uncontested leader of men and gods. He's ready to take a fight to the spires, to the Dweghome. He's ready to go boxing. And they're looking for some black eyes. But let's see. And it looks like Loki actually told him about the Well of...
Yep. Basically, he was unable to stop it on his own. So he said, you know what? This Hasleya guy sounds like a real bad mofo. If anyone's on this continent or in this world is going to have the power to stop him or stop the well at this time, it's probably going to be him, just because Yggdrasil's power is just going nuts. If anyone has any chance of stopping them now, it's him. So he went over and he just basically said, "Hey, I know that you're kind of a paranoid guy, and that you've got some pretty cool ambitions."
Ambitions? Like, called him up on the phone.
But he's okay. I'm obviously, not taking this super seriously in this description. Basically, he rolls up. He's like, "Yeah, so my people have created a deterministic singularity device, and if it foresees that you lose at some point in time, it's basically a done deal. You've got to destroy it before they fire this thing up." And Hasleya was just like, absolutely fucking not okay. And he basically... Honestly, I'm not entirely sure how he was contacted, because I thought at this time he was actually absent, and it was in the period of like,
This is right before the period of absence. This is when he's pretty active and working on things. And
see, I thought...
it's the Kailasaur is the one who spoke with Loki and then spoke with Hasleya, and that just got his attention enough.
Oh, yeah, okay, zenith of its power.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I guess basically Hasleya shows up to the Kailasaur and is like, it's like, "My lord, what should we do?" And he's like,
"It's time to fucking beat those northern barbarians to a pulp."
Yeah, it's kind of like, "Build boats. We've run out of men to conquer here."
Yeah, the classic saying of oven god.
Yep. So he musters, I think, what was it 4 of his legions?
Yeah, 4 full legions. And he was bringing the greatest among Haslia's angelic host. So they were present.
We haven't.
Godlings and angels and things like that were present at this fight.
And he is there in person. He is also there in person, God person.
Yeah, he's going
directly blessing people.
Yeah.
Like he's going balls to the wall.
Yeah.
You imagine getting directly blessed? It's like, come here, let me touch you. It's like, no.
Oh, we have an account of that.
Oh no.
Do you have that in hand? Possibly, Steve? It's from the
from the last Legion stand against the Old Dominion with Cleon?
No, the campaign book with Mr. Bernie.
Oh yeah, I should get that up. But yeah, no, we'll get that. That's a different sort of blessing, if you will. Yeah, I'll go grab that.
Like, we know Cleon's blessing, like everything, but like Haslia's blessing is specifically why he's called the father of fire giants,
and why they're called the Fire Children.
Yeah, the children of. But while he's getting all of this stuff sorted and together, the Aesir and the Vanir know he's coming. They know, and they're gonna start getting everything sorted and ready for it. But remember when Loki was like trying to create some fog of war in the well? Well, in that fog, he just stabs the shit out of Heimdall.
Damn, dude did not see that
Mr.
coming.
Rainbow Bridge gets stabbed in the back. He dies, and the Einhjar don't get woken up. I don't know how long it took them to figure out that he was dead. How many months that they're like, "Where's Heimdall? Where's his little project? His monkeys? Where are they?"
You imagine they're like, man, this tree has gotten so big. I don't even remember where Heimdall's room is. We should probably go find him.
Yeah, but I assume it actually happened fairly quickly. Because it said, in a treacherous blow, Loki, outcast and despised, struck Heimdall from behind before he could marshal the Vanir and sound the Gjallarhorn to summon their host, the Einhjar. Thus, throughout Ragnarok, so like throughout the crusade, throughout the battle, the Einhjar slumbered in their golden halls, and the gods fought without their most powerful forces. So, like, that's fucked. And then, like, we were talking about it, like, these are gods and angels, and 4 legions of very well-trained and just battle-hardened already warriors laying siege to the biggest fuck-off tree you've ever seen. And the Aesir and the Vanir were still fighting them to a standstill without their best shit. Even after being attacked by monsters and fighting Jotnar and all of this for so long, they were still given as good as they got. What was it? Oh, Steve's not back yet.
I'm back. I'm just not talking.
Oh, you're back. Yeah. But the book actually stops right there and talks about how Yggdrasil burns. But it doesn't go into the actual conflict itself. But if you've got that...
Do they leave it kind of vague just so they can do more stories in it for later?
They do leave a bit of it vague. They say the Nords sing no sagas of what happened. And the Dominion rushed to forget the disaster because we do know that all 4 legions were shattered. They were destroyed. And the celestial host was also destroyed.
Ooh, that's not good.
And Haslia came back a deranged and maddened god at that point. Not like completely maddened, but you could see the cracks starting at the very least.
So something happened during the Northern Crusade that basically just fucked up everybody. Like, there are no winners.
Yeah. Like, because this was both a defeat for the Dominion, but it was still a win.
Yeah, he stopped the well.
He stopped the well, but like this would be the beginning of what became the fall. This is the inciting action. or whatever it is.
So I do know there's a story on the website where a fisherman goes out into the ocean to fish, and he gets lost at sea, and it's dark, and he doesn't know which way is back to Mannheim. And he used to see the tree, but he got lost and it got late. And as he's like boating around or rowing, he then sees the tree light up in flame, and he cries as he makes his way back.
Oh, I think that's part of the Great Explorers and Great Storytellers one. I'm not entirely sure.
I do like that little story.
Oh yeah, it's Huel the fisherman. Huel's story famously fuels the holiday of the night of the burning tree. It's a tale of hope and sacrifice both. Yeah.
Just threw stuff on my couch.
I'll have to reread this one because I think, but Huel the fisherman. Okay, that's a neat one. We have a holiday for them.
For the tree burning. Yay.
Yeah.
If you're a good little boy, the fisherman guy will show up with some fish for you. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, like all the Nord articles are really dense in what they give you.
On this holiday, you get a rock to bludgeon your enemy to death. Oh, thanks, Dad. Just remember, little Nordlings, you too can bludgeon your friends to death with a rock.
Yeah. But did you ever find that passage, Steve? The one that talks about Mr. Bernie?
I found the one. I have the one about. I thought there was another his soldiers also, and why they were the fire children, but I can't find that one. But basically, part of Haslia's blessing that he could do, if I remember correctly, was to help his troops kind of just kick a bunch of ass. He could impart his blessing onto them, made them super fucking strong, super fucking durable, indefatigable. It also made some of them physically like swell up in size due to the magics within them. And another thing was that if they got a little too much blessing, they kind of seemed to have like a burning aura about them.
No, it wasn't just a burning aura. They actually set on fire.
We kind of skipped ahead in the plot a little bit, so spoilers for that. But yeah, so I'll just do Andronicus since I basically know that one. Andronicus was an Archimandrite, was told by Haslia, hey, go to the Frozen North, help lead our, troops to, destroy the, savages of the North and their, false gods and burn down their big fucking treehouse. As the fight, raged on, his faith wavered because he's like, wow, like, no loss is apparently too great for my god. Like this seems a little suspect. This is just like the worst of warfare that I think has ever been seen by the continent. This is horrible. And then, just towards the end of his life, living life, Haslia is kind of like, giving him little god text messages through his brain, just kind of like, okay, so see that breach in Yggdrasil? Cool, go in there. Inside, he kind of realizes, like, oh wait, shit, this isn't just a tree. This is like an actual living thing, and like it's a living city being thing. This is fucking otherworldly. And then Haslia was like, okay, cool. So you're in the location. He's like, yeah, I am God. And he's like, okay, cool. Thank you, Kindling. You've been doing a great. Whoops! I let that one slip. Anyway, I'm gonna set you on fire. I'm gonna set you on fire now, and you're just gonna burn down this tree from the inside. And he's like, "Okay, great. Fuck you too. I guess I die now."
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. I love being Kindling.
Haslia is the most Karen of thank you for your service. Now die.
But yeah, so. Basically, some of his troops that he was leading were torched to death in this. Many of the legionnaires that fought in the Northern Crusades were burned to an ashen nothingness when Yggdrasil was engulfed in Haslia's wrathful inferno. For many of them, all that remained were bits of scorched bone taken back to be interred within ornate ossuaries. So he basically torched the shit out of Yggdrasil using this guy as kindling. And incidentally, there is a story called Songs of the Last Fire Child, and that basically seems to depict a potential anointed, just because they seem to be doing stuff on their own. who's
still
just
running
kind of wandering the battlefield just as a flaming, angry ghost zombie thing terrorizing the Nords.
Is this
and
thing
being
still
considered
alive?
It seems to be.
I don't know. I don't know if you've noticed, Mass, but the Old Dominion shtick kind of seems to be not being dead.
Yeah, but like, did they kill it at some point, or is it so far back in the past, the original burning of the tree, that they're like, okay, it's burning the tree, we've killed it, good. This is a horrible thing and a horrible story. Or like, did it escape the tree battle and it's still running around Mannheim, just burning people to death?
I think that's where we're kind of sitting at. Is it's probably still doing that? Oh, here's a shot of it, by the way.
God damn it! Here's a shot of the birdie thing. Oh, hold on, let me open this up.
Like,
that's lovely. That's something from my nightmares. Cool. That guy looks like he's gonna fuck some people up. Yeah, this thing better not be fucking still running around. Oh my god.
Ashen one, you must slay the Lord of Cinder.
Yeah, like, oh boy, do I get? It's like, yeah. Anyway, you're doing this hardcore. You only get one chance. Oh fuck.
Like, there's it's a really long article, actually. It has a whole poem and a song that's attached to it that talks about it.
Children being like, oh yeah, like parents being like, you better be back before dark or the fucking flaming zombie thing is going to kill you dead.
Yeah, it's still out there.
How big is this guy?
How old is this guy? He's from the tree.
He's giant-sized.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, so now, okay, I have a question, because we're talking about the Northern Crusades, the whole burning of the tree, and fire giant. So we know there's sea Jotnar, ice Jotnar, mountain Jotnar, and the satyr. What is the satyr exactly? Like, what?
It's a Jotnar of some sort.
Yeah.
Okay, but is there actual fire Jotnar, or is it whatever the fuck that thing is running around, and they're like, we have no control over that?
So technically, I mean, I guess if you have to have that exact analog, I guess the closest would be the Hephaestion, but
yeah,
that's I don't think that the giants or the titans rather. I don't think the titans have any relation to the fire giants. It's just one is a titan that controls fire, and the other is Haslia with his, basically setting people on fire because he's got too much magic, and their bodies are like, oh fuck, I'm kind of doing a burn right now.
Kind of doing a burn. Hey, it's Woodstock.
Like, this thing is said to be a skeletal monstrosity that is more fire than giant. So
awesome. I love this.
Yeah.
All right, now that we've stopped talking about OD, I can tune out.
Oh, okay, cool.
But that sort of leads us to what we're really here to talk about.
Nords.
The Nords. Because the fall, which to the Nords is called the Fimbulwinter, which is the long winter. This was a time of nightmares and re-enslavement by the Jotnars. They had been kept at bay by the Aesir and the Vanir. And now that the Aesir and the Vanir were nothing but cinders, hey, why don't we just come back and take our shit back? But like, also at this point, the Nords had grown as a people.
Oh, I thought as like just as people, or like they're just physically bigger.
No, they'd grown as a people. Like, they were more civilized and everything. But that doesn't matter worth shit, because the Jotnar just destroyed everything and enslaved the entire race.
Yeah, and the fire demon's still running around causing problems.
Yeah. And as the Jotnar, like, there's 300 to 400 years of just consistent enslavement, the Nord race almost went extinct. They almost got great replaced, okay?
Damn, okay. I'm drinking coffee, but damn.
The only reason they were able to survive was because, by some stroke of luck, the Jotnar had caves that they lived in that had lava flows that kept them warm. Or they gave them scraps of food. Or they thought they were amusing and didn't, like, kill them for sport. So, that sort of thing. And this is just a consistent thing. The only reason they are no longer enslaved by the Jotnar is, remember those guys that Heimdall were supposed to wake up?
Oh, the whole defensive army they were supposed to have?
Yeah,
in case there was a whole Northern Crusade specifically for that?
Well, apparently some of the golden halls of the Einhar survived the burning of Yggdrasil.
Oh, that's nice.
Not all of them, but some of them.
All of them. Just...
And some of these guys started waking up. Like whatever failed in their pods, they started waking up like Fallout.
Nice of you to join us, Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah, really. You know, I was actually thinking about it, and like the Einhar experience is basically Fallout.
New Fallout game concerned in EA when they get that crossover.
Yeah, they could just fucking do that. Let's do it.
You already come pre-prepared wearing the power armor.
Yeah, you come wearing the power armor. You pick up a Spire's pistol that's just like a thing that shoots. I don't know, acid. I don't fucking know.
No, it's a gun, but its mouth is a face, and it shoots out condensed screams.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. You just walk out into this icy wasteland of nothing.
They just pull the gun just every time they pull the trigger.
Oh my god. You start at Yggdrasil, you leave, explore the surrounding place, and then you gotta come back to Yggdrasil because the final boss is Ninghog at the bottom. You gotta put that shit down. That'd be a sweet game.
Well, you know, maybe there's more down there than Ninghog.
Yeah,
Who knows?
we'll see. But like also throughout these 300, 400 years,
Of fun.
slivers of culture have maintained themselves within the slave race of nearly extinct Nords. They have persevered, not well, but they have. They remembered their gods, the ones that died, and they remembered their soldiers that were made from their ancestors. They remembered the Einhar, even though they never actually got to see them do jack shit. So when the Einhar started to wake up and actually appear, they became heroes. They became abolitionists in their own right.
Some would say the Minutemen. Another settlement is under attack, Fallout Nords, man. You gotta go save it.
No, because unlike the fucking Minutemen, if you'll remember, these guys were designed to basically solo like any threat, and these guys they wake up, they didn't even bother to make coffee, they just wandered over, and it's like, Giant, what the fuck are you doing to these guys? And they just basically sat them down and put them in the ground, and they're like,
yeah.
Oh shit, these guys have hands.
Yeah, and they threw them a lot, consistently and well.
Some would even say they used a precision shot in Flurry as well.
Maybe. You never know. But, oof. Man. And it looks like there was more than one of those fire guys running around, apparently.
Apparently there was more! Oh!
Yeah, it's like Suter and his fire giants burned the land, raised Yggdrasil, and grew drunk on the blood of gods and men alike throughout this time period. Jesus Christ, I didn't realize that.
Wow, this seems like a problem.
Just remember that the undead portion of that would not actually start showing up until
much later.
Post fall.
Yeah, until the end of the fall.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, the undead didn't really head to the north, did they?
No, it was
all humans. If they were awoken, they would, but like.
Oh, there would be a bunch of undead when he actually fell, because they would still be connected. They would still be connected to him. So the undead would okay, yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. Huh. But as we were saying, the Einhar woke up and they did WrestleMania all over the Jotnar.
Can't touch this.
The book.
My God is my witness. He is broken in half.
Oh my God! Don't tell me the meme for this episode is just gonna be like WWE on the Jotnars.
That's about the only WWE. That's about the only rest. Just by God, he's broken in half.
Yeah. So let's see. Of the thousands selected throughout the years by the Vanir, only a fraction of Einhar awoke. The rest passed away in their sleep, or else someone claims slumber still. So they're just dying of old age or going quietly. Instead of waking up to a glorious battle against their eternal foes, they woke to find their gods dead, their lands a frigid wasteland in which humanity survived only at the whim of the Jotnar. This would not stand. Cue intro music. The untrammeled fury of the Einhar raged across the icy landscape, sweeping the Jotnar and all of their works before them in a tidal wave of blood and savagery. The released slaves at their side.
So basically, it's just a montage of like every episode of Popeye where he eats the spinach.
Yeah, with a sprinkling of Berserk in there.
Oh my god. Jesus. You gotta go across the land and deal with all of Griffith's bullshit. There's literally a giant tree in Berserk that was alive as well. Like some dude turned himself into a giant tree and was like, I'm gonna start walking, and I don't know what anything is anymore.
But like, you know, they released the Nords, and the Nords are like, yay, we're free. And, you know, they started to recreate a civilization from the shattered, broken memories that they had of them, re-worshipping the gods, even starting to worship, you know, the Einhar a little bit here and there.
But wait,
there's more.
Why is one of them turning into a giant pig?
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What?
So the Einhar weren't completely stable in some cases, it appears to be. Who could have guessed? A Spire's experiment that wasn't stable.
Hey,
You know?
hey, the Wadroon. Once we get to those guys.
That's there's them. But some of the Einhar would like actively go nuts, or they would turn into giant monsters like the pig that Steve mentioned.
It turns out that the cost of having godlike superhuman powers is there's a non-zero chance that you just turn in the Jackalman from the Thundercats.
Return to Hog. Oh,
And like that didn't exactly exclude them from being protectors of the Nords. Let's remember that. They still were active, and Mr. Pig was still like he still protected the people.
when he wasn't busy like just
eating trash.
bulldozing their settlements and eating their remains.
Well, he didn't start doing that until like, you know,
Until much later on. That was when he got back on the drugs.
yeah. Like one specific instance, I remember this from the interview Doug did with Stavros and Konstantinos, is the story of the trolls. A tribe of Nordsmen actually got locked inside an Einhar hall. Somehow they had used Yggdrasil as like as shelter from a storm or something, but ended up getting locked in there. And an Einhar awoke with them. And he's like, there's nothing to eat. And he's like,
I got a solution.
He started sacrificing bits of himself to them for them to consume. But he would regrow his flesh. So, for ages.
This sounds like a little bit of Nords Jesus. Take upon my flesh and my blood.
Quite literally, a bit, yeah.
So the trolls are just the son of Nords' Christ?
Well, they were in there for a long time. They ate a lot of this dude. And over time, it turns out that when you've just got a stomach full of, like, regenerating super Nord meat, it kind of starts to... Yeah, you get a little weird.
So, eventually, they ended up eventually consuming him entirely, from what I remember.
Oh, okay.
And the tribe became what is now the trolls. And it was large enough that it became somewhat commonplace when they started to when they found a way out. They proliferated across Mannheim, and they're still like a through line you'll see is most creatures are still human if they're part of the Nord roster. Like Uger are technically still human. Stalkers are human, but they are also half-blooded Einhar. They're still beasts and monsters created by the Aesir and the Vanir.
They're digivolving.
Quick question.
Yeah,
Fenrir Beast Pack? They human?
Yep.
What?
Of a sort.
Tell me that story. That's interesting.
We don't know that one exactly, but I think it has to do with the wolf onion heart that was mentioned at one point.
Aw. The card that's in this box is all fucked up.
Yeah, there's a wolf onion heart. I don't know his name. He's mentioned in one of the different stories.
There's the pig Einenhar.
Yeah, the pig onion heart was
Pig is
Jofur.
Jofur.
His name was Jofur or Jofur.
No. He's Jofur.
Jofur, the boar god of the north. I don't remember what's his name. It's something really like edgy. I know that. Because you can't have it not be edgy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm going with Joe Fur.
So that's the
JOE space FUR.
But where is that actually? Because there's Svalbard.
Well, cool. We can't remember his name, so his name is Dinkus. Something.
Exactly, Dinkus, whatever. Oh, sorry, I'm getting tripping over the details. But that's the story of the trolls, and like that's pretty much everything that's not human looking in the Nord roster is human at some point.
Is it like it's like the joke? There's no wolves on Fenris.
It pretty much is.
Okay. There are no monsters on Manhunt. So I have a question. We talked about it a little bit earlier on, but Loki unleashed his monsters.
Yes.
Are his monsters in Nords, or are the Nords like more monstrous stuff that's in the faction? The mutated humans from getting a little too close to Einhard.
His monsters are not within the Nords. I don't think they're probably going to be. These are like biomantic nightmare fuel monsters. They're not like.
Remember, Loki was also an Aesir. He was Spires, and the Vanir were Weavers. So like he was very Spires coded.
So he was a master biomancer.
And we've actually seen Loki in some of the stories, like the story of Einar Banamathur, the Revenant. Loki has like this neural implant he puts into animals that he can speak and see through them. And he's got this whole menagerie of like bears, birds,
snakes, wolves,
everything. So he could just have one.
They just like start and finish each other's sentences and then just like laugh when the guy's like, okay, I've got a fucking petting zoo here. I'm tripping balls or something. And he's just like, oh man, this guy's gonna be it's gonna be great. Like just fucking with this guy. Anyway, come on, let's roll. We got places to go.
Wait, is Loki still alive?
Yes.
Is Odin still alive?
We don't know.
Okay.
Probably not. But Loki, I'm very sure Loki's still alive, especially at the end of the Whale-Crag story, because Einar appears. And
so I have been informed that apparently that's not like Whale-Crag or something. Apparently that's just like an English pronunciation of like Valkyrie or something.
But it was an item. It was
yes, the item, but
it meant egg.
It's the tier 6 Ogum rewards that just went out the other day. Spoilers for those that may not have gotten that.
Yeah, I read that and I think it's stupid, okay?
No. And then someone on the Discord said, oh, it's interesting that they're using like the old English pronunciation for Valkyrie.
Really? That's dumb. I thought it meant egg.
I don't know, apparently it's a true Valkyrie.
Well, that will be interesting if it turns out to be like what that is. The model is what is the egg.
I mean, it was referred to in the Ashes story at one point as, I think like Reagan Leaf was like looking at it and said something like, oh, she could feel her through the thing or something. And I'm like, that's a weird phrase. I was actually going to ask Stavro about like what exactly is this thing at Adepticon, and then instead I didn't. Instead, yeah.
It never came up.
It was derelict in my duties.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Loki's alive. He's still fucking around. He's the one who sent the lady that you were just talking about, Steve. He's the one who sent her on that mission. The two birds. He's always the two birds.
Oh, so he's like cross-playing as the two ravens from Odin?
Yeah, his birds, like how we talked about, he has that neural link with birds and shit. Those are his. He did that exact thing with Einar, which they need to bring him back. I want to know more about Mr. Benamather.
I want to know more about Mr. Benamather because I don't know anything about this guy.
Yeah, they haven't put his full story up yet. They have like a synopsis of it, but they don't have the full thing.
Okay.
Where were we? We were talking about Nords and them freeing themselves. Ah, right. Okay. So like there's the 3 different kinds of Nords as well. Like they set up their society. We talked about how everything is human but isn't also at the same time. And that leads us to like the 3 different factions within the Nords. The Mortals, the Half-Bloods, and then the Exalted. The Mortals, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. That's where everybody who's not cool just kind of hangs out.
Are you a basic pleb? Well, you live here now.
But this is also where like the Vulva and the Shaman hang out. This is their power base. This is where they reside and where they create the faith. So you could just say mortals are actually like, this is the faith-based subfaction of Nords.
And the Jarl, I guess.
Yeah. The Jarl is basically like, he's in his own right a warrior priest. But like, there's also that, we haven't really talked about well, we're getting into that now, I guess. What is... Oh, you just had to send that to me now?
Share it.
It's Whale-Krig. But it's Valkyrie. He sent me the Anglo-Saxon, the Bosworth Toller's Anglo-Saxon Dictionary of Whale-Krig, which is...
I feel like someone's a huge nerd right now. And it's not
does it have a... it doesn't have a verbal... It's not going to say it for me.
I don't think it can, to be honest.
I mean, most of them are pretty good about doing that. Actually, if I send it to... I wonder if Google... okay, we're getting sidetracked again.
This is the deep
but
lore that everyone wants.
within the mortals, there's 2 religious power bases. There are the shamans and the vulvas. The shaman believe in the power of Mannheim and worshiping Mannheim and the stories that come from living as part of the world. They're like Liver King, They're the guys that think you should eat meat and do exercise all the time, and that's it.
These guys also sound like they're kind of like hermity. They're like, I live off the land, and I'm kind of old as fuck.
Okay, but like Timoleon is really cool. He's like the most badass of the shamans. So he's kind of hermity, and he kicks ass.
Oh, I didn't say they didn't kick ass.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, you have the vulvas. They are all about worshipping the Einhar actively.
So now instead of the power of the faith gets power, and instead of it going to the gods like Odin and Loki and stuff, it's now going towards the Einhornjarl.
They want to put it towards the Einhar. They don't actively know that faith is actually power, but they see it as a tool. They both see religion as a tool, while sometimes the shamans see it as an actual power in and of itself. But you have those 2 forces butting up against one another, and they exert on all of Nord society, because usually each tribe will have one or the other as an advisor for whatever
spiritual leader.
Yeah. So it's very divided throughout Mannheim. There was a whole big storyline about Timoleon and what is her name?
Osani or Segni or what?
Is that
her?
Her.
Is that the one we just went through with the story?
I thought that was
Astrid.
Raging Leaf.
It's
No,
Astrid.
Raging Leaf is the Firestarter one.
Oh, well.
Astrid. It was it's Timoleon and Astrid. There was like a huge bloody war between a bunch of Shaman and Volvo, but when Timoleon and Astrid met, what is this fucker's name? The High King, Angbjorn.
I'm gonna Ungenborn my fist across your skull if you don't stop it.
They met and they decided to peaceably try and influence the High King instead of having an all-out war for the soul of the Nords.
Yeah, pretty sure because this guy would have killed them.
Well, no, it's funny because in the Living World story, it's literally like, do you peaceably try to get the High King to listen to you? Do you shake her hand but not mean it? Fingers crossed. Or it's like, or does he just fucking whip out a dagger in front of everyone and just drive it through her heart and just go, surprise me?
I was sweating on that one.
Oh man, let's do that.
I was
one.
like,
that was way too fun.
Oh god.
I was gonna say it was already a powder keg, and it's just like, or do you take option C and you just fucking murk her?
I was sure the community.
Once again, the community takes the slightly more boring option.
What? Bullshit.
There is sort of like a tendency for the community to take the least violent route,
or what they think is the least violent route.
Yeah, what they think is, which sometimes that leads to some really funny interactions.
Like 2 weeks ago when the Dwegum Ardent is like, no, I'm not going to run away. I'm going to jam this implant in. The heat from the ancestor just melts the implant and singes her arm off, and he's like, well, that was fucking stupid of you. Anyway, get your stumping gear. We got places to go. Let's roll.
I picked that one because I knew it wasn't going to end well. I was like, yeah, let's burn this bitch. She becomes a character. Let's make her a cool thing. We need another female Dwegum.
There's what's her name? Ruin of Strangers, where she takes over that one hold. That's a good story.
Yeah. Oh, Assigning Dorm Doter. Oh, jeez, I hate these fucking names. They sound so dumb when you say them out loud. It's like, oh, of course she's Dorm's daughter. But she was the one who started the whole war between the two of them. But she went and fucked off and went south on a campaign because she was actually interested in blood magic, which is something we'll touch on much later in the series. Because blood magic is cool, kids.
Wait a minute. Like, in another episode? Or not?
Yeah, in another episode.
Like, another faction is playing around with this shit?
Yes, another faction is going to be playing around with it. Suffice to say, it sort of ends well for her. She's, at an impasse right now. I don't think she died, if I remember right.
I think it went well for her. I don't think she died.
Yeah.
What a statement.
At some point, we gotta go over the Living World and just kind of compile that as, what are these people doing?
Yeah. I can't say for certain. I'm fairly sure she found what she was looking for, but not in the form she was hoping.
Oh.
And now she's not dead. I'm pretty sure she's not dead. But it has to do with the Hemomancers of Targovia and Matjas. Mr. Matjas the Black. The best dude in the setting. Mr. Main Character, really. I love him.
Oh, man. I don't even know who this guy is.
Don't you worry about it. He's a Chad.
You're going to tell me about him, right?
We will. Not now. But the whole, schism between the shamans and the shamans and the vulva is still an undercurrent, but it's not enough to break Nord society any longer.
Oh, did the High King tell him to stop it?
Not in so many words.
Well, yeah, because he just hits people over the head with his rock of a fist.
Yeah, which we should probably talk about the High King for a second.
He's like Sloth from the Goonies, except he's super cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's an Einhar who has sat on the High King throne for ages. He apparently also gives it up every once in a while to let somebody else do the job, so he can be like even
A drunk.
more drunk. Yeah, even more of a drunk.
Oh, okay.
But his name is Angborn. He was once the epitome of Nord prowess.
Okay.
But
Once.
he doesn't do anything. He's an Einhar past his glory. He's like Thor from the third. I think it's the third Thor.
Yeah,
movie?
Fat Thor.
Yeah. But
It-
around
yeah, go ahead.
But around him are the what is it? It's called the High King seats. It's how do I lose the High Table? It's called the High Table,
Okay, John Wick.
and there are 12 seats for 12 Conjuger.
I thought the
I don't know if there's
Conjuger
only-
was like the High King or the representative of the High King, not. I thought there
So
was
the-
only one of them, not multiple.
No, there's 12.
Oh, okay. So that's why you can only have one in one army because it's just like. Is he like a governor of a province kind of thing, and then you have this guy as the High King?
Well, here. I'm pretty sure the Conjugers are his chosen leaders of the Tings, which the Tings are like regional kingdoms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Jarls and other like there's not actually that much difference between a Jarl and a Conjuger. One is just recognized and put in a higher position. A Jarl does the same thing.
I think there is a couple things difference between a Jarl and a Conjurer. First off, the Conjurer is 7 attacks at Clash 4.
Okay,
Please-
we're talking about game mechanics. We're talking- But
I guess to just kind of get us a little bit back on track while getting off track a little bit as well. If I remember correctly, isn't Angborn's thing that he, as you said, he kind of used to be like the very picture of like what a Nord Einarjar could aspire to, but as he's kind of had his like spiritual and genetic like modifications kind of break down over time, he's kind of a tiny bit like stupid now, and he's also kind of like he's crazy strong, but he's like kind of like lazy, not quite as sharp as he used to be, and he isn't he kind of like semi-related to the Uyghur in a sense?
no, I don't
Am I
believe
making or did I make everything up?
I think you have something there, but I don't think he's the one who like the Uyghur are descendant from. He is he's still the High King. He's just a sloth and a drunk. It doesn't say anything about his mental faculties or anything like that.
Wow, and they have this guy in charge, and he's just like, is it just because no one can challenge him?
Well, I mean, even like it even says sometimes he just gives up the seat to whoever is like worthy.
Well, at least they have someone who will. It's like if something's going bad, they're like, well, we'll get the drunk back.
Like, and the Volvas were using him. Like, he doesn't care to be High King. The cult of the Valkyrie, which are the Volvas, are the ones that set up the High King, the High Table, and all of that. Now that I'm actually looking at it, reviewing it, and because they want people to worship the Einhar, they have this God King that is Angborn. So it's like just a place of power and a source of worship for them to feed on. Because as we say, faith is power, and the Valkyrs can reach into that power and take it and use it for spellcraft and things like that.
Cast some healing spells. Ooh.
Yeah. Apparently. Oh, I didn't. I'll have to reread that. I didn't know that was a thing. There's only 14 Einhar at the end of the 3rd century that were awake.
Oh. So the bow and steel chosen are not actually Yarnhernal.
No.
I thought they were.
No, they're not.
Oh,
They're just chosen. They have Einhar blood within them, but they are just like they're chosen warriors.
They're 1/16th Einhernal.
Yeah, like that's the majority of the Nord population at this point, I believe. But of those
kick your
14,
daddy's ass.
it looks like 4 or 5 are dead. There's an Einhar called Dan the Lawmaker.
Oh, okay. I wonder what his job is.
His name is just Dan.
Yeah, but
This makes me wonder if someone we know may have gotten a character named after them.
There's a bit of me that's like, man, if I do well at Worlds and I get a pick of something, I'm like, yeah, we just need Mass the Betrayer, and he just runs around betraying people.
Jesus.
Well, that's what fucking Hannah called me when I swapped from 100k to Dwag, and she's like, Mass the Betrayer. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Hannah.
I probably should have prefaced this entire episode saying, like, I'm not super familiar with the Nord lore. I'm versed, but I'm not well, and, like, it's not my jam. It's really cool. But damn, post-apocalyptic Nordic men with monsters and shit is cool, but...
Yeah, they're gonna make a whole game about it. Follow
yeah, good.
Should we move into the unit reviews, or...
I think we should...
well, let's talk about the Exalted and... Was it the Blooded? Or, well, we did kind of the Blooded. Or the Half-Bloods. They were, like, all the monsters are people.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the rest of the sub-factions.
Yeah, so then we have Exalted left, and then we can get into some
that's
spicy units.
Like, that was a really meandering covering of Mortals and how, like, they interact with every other faction in their own way. But the next one is the Half-Bloods, which is, you know, what everybody is, like, drawn to with the Nords. It's the werewolves, it's the trolls, it's the ogre, it's the Gulter, it's the Fenner, it's the big boys. Which, funny anecdote about the Gulter. They're like a naturally occurring pig species on Mannheim.
Oh,
like,
okay.
They just exist. But they are still human.
Well, God damn it! Who fucked a pig?
Loki turned a girl into a pig.
Oh, okay. Someone put this man on a list. Oh my god.
I believe it was one of the articles that talked about the story of, like, the first sow or something like that.
1 sec.
But, like, the Gulter, like, they're both meat and war beast and pet all at the same time.
And person.
Yeah, and person. They you know,
look, life is tough up in the north.
Okay, like, say what you will about my questions to Stavros and Konstantinos. The Nords practice cannibalism, okay? I had to ask.
Oh, yeah, and they also practice, like, pig fucking, but here we are.
Like, we have so many stories about the Nords practicing eating their own. Oh, man. But, the Gulter, the Fenner are, like, they're the wolf monster things that are just monsters. We can, but they're also the catalyst to awaken a bunch of the half-blood stuff in some people. Like, werewolves are normally just dudes, like normal guys, but after they get bit by a Fenner, whenever they get, like, high on life or something, or even just a little bit like anxious,
excited, angry, in pain.
Yeah, they'll just shift into giant werewolves.
Well, okay. Do not bite, like, a teenager going through puberty.
No,
you're gonna have a problem.
But after they calm down, after they go through their blood frenzy, they change back and can continue to just be normal guys.
Is there, like, a whole werewolf town where they, like, just know what's about to happen if anyone gets too excited?
That, I think, is in the city-states, and it's possible?
Sorry.
Yeah, there's possibly a city-state that has werewolves running around in it. It's not like an entire...
They're descendants of it. It's hard to say.
It's descendants, and they're not, like, active because they don't have Vargir to bite them, to activate the DNA.
Oh, so it's just in their blood because there's no Vogni Lord running around biting people. They're just normal people. Like, they don't they're like, whatever.
Yeah, they just have
Normal people's a strong word for it, but
Yeah, they're still like Nordic in they're probably still more feral as a person. I
they're
guess you could say.
vicious fighters. Get a little excited when blood starts getting spilled. Howl
they
and
just-
bark at the moon to freak their enemies out because they know it fucks with them, and they're like, "Oh man, these guys are fucking nuts."
Yeah, they just don't change.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
there's
so-
Uger, our favorite. There's a really cool story about an Uger lady, for the Nords.
Oh,
What was that?
That story.
all right. Now I want to hear the story.
It's probably my favorite Nord story.
It is a
Matt,
really good story.
Do you want to go through?
No, I want to hear you talk about it.
Well, here, give me a minute. Talk about other stuff while I make sure I don't want to miss any details for this because this is a good
Okay.
one.
But like one of the things that people don't really like classify within the rest of the thing with the rest of the half-bloodeds who look monstrous is stalkers.
Yeah, like
Stalkers are
they look a
they-
little
they
feral.
are-
Yeah, sorry, my apologies. I'm talking over you.
no, you're fine, man. They're the wild men. Like they're they're just dudes who want to live out in the woods and do their hunting and just chill, to be honest.
living their best life.
Yeah, they don't like being around other people. They don't like cities. They don't like any of that. They actually have
They have their
What's it
own
called?
city where other people
Yeah.
aren't allowed.
not even that. They just hang out in shacks in the woods. They get overwhelmed by all the sounds and sights and smells. They like actually get overstimulated by it,
Oh,
which is why they live out in the woods. And they're like dirty, stinky men and things like that.
what
And
about
ladies?
Are there any?
They're
Yeah, I
ladies
was gonna
too.
say, is there any stalker ladies out there? Like,
There's definitely some stalker ladies out there.
how smelly? Asking for the audience.
Matt, it's not Mass. It's not a legitimate question if you're asking him that with your hand down your pants.
Ew. I'm like building minis right now. My hands are nowhere near my pants.
Mm-hmm.
like the
Both hands on the keyboard.
the stalker oh wow, the stalker lore is pretty long actually. As often as like I'm gonna read directly from it. As is often the case with the blooded individuals, the greater the concentration of divine blood in them, the greater the power and the earlier it manifests. Legends tell of Asvald the Loud, greatest of all stalkers, was born with these gifts. So like that lets you know that most of these blooded are actually just normal kids.
They
When
gain
they
their
start going
X-Men
through-
powers.
Yeah, as they go through puberty, they get all these weird changes. I wonder how that talk must go.
Yeah, you might be going through regular puberty, or you transform into a werewolf or a goater. Like, have fun,
Yeah,
kid.
oof. It's like the legend goes on to tell the tale of how Asvald was found by a pack of Finner, who miraculously chose to nurse him rather than devour him. And in time, he would become one of the most renowned heroes of the Nords, stalking his monstrous prey with a bunch of Finner. No, this is this kid's been raised by wolves.
Remember, they're not actual wolves though, so he's still good.
Yeah, on all levels except physical, he's a wolf.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see. It looks like Stalker's also like really going out to sea.
Maybe that was the old man in the boat.
Maybe. But there's a lot of like little details in the unit write up for Stalkers that are really cool. You're keen of eyesight, that would explain the volley 3.
No, they're volley 2 now,
Unparalleled.
but yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They had to get nerfed. They lost flank, went down to volley 2, went back up to barrage 4, what helps. They have opportunist. Range 16? Yeah. It's like a
Okay.
decent stat line. Like, they're basically just like, I don't know, like they're the budget range unit in Nords, but they're actually efficient because they don't have 5 other range units like 100k that all have to play off of each other.
That's fair.
Like that's still one of my big gripes about 100k is that the range diversity in 100k is very minimal.
Yeah.
There's
But,
only so much volley
Stalkers-
2, barrage 3 I want to look at.
Yeah. Apparently Stalkers don't like they do bond. They bond into bands while they're out in the wild. They don't do it over fires and like drinking like most Nords do, like good old boys. They just like doing it while hunting.
How romantic.
They just like and they like doing it while hunting and traveling. It's like it is rather a quiet communion, conveyed across leagues and seasons through rock piles and broken twigs, through firewood catches and hidden rations. Like they're just leaving gifts for each other to find.
How did you meet your wife? Oh, we played a geotag for like the past 4 years before I finally found her.
Yeah, we played tic-tac-toe on this one spot of dirt over the course of 4 months.
Yeah.
She beat me like 10 times, but you know.
Hey, where floats
That's
your boat?
really funny. I didn't realize that. They don't like meeting each other face to face. Okay.
No wonder the stalker population hasn't been increasing for the past little bit. Just comes out with a sheet.
Did you find your Uyghur bride?
I did. Well, I found the story. Thank you very much. Praising.
No. We know why we're here. Let's hear it.
Yep.
So, the being a very practical people raised in a what can politely be described as a hellish existence, the Norse have very interesting folk tales to tell their children to, inspire them and amuse them, as it were. So there's a fun story of a girl born to her mother. It's funny. One of my friends has ancestry from Northern Europe, and he read this and he's like, "Wow, this is quite possibly the most Northern European folktale I've ever heard." So this Uyghur girl was born to a mother who didn't die from delivering this elephant child. She just never walked. She instead of dying, she simply never walked again. As such, her father, the local Jarl, like, "You gave birth to a freak child and you can't walk. You're useless to me. You're dead weight." So she was shunned and forced to live on the goodwill of the townsfolk. There were some people that took advantage of the fact that the daughter, being an Uyghur, was kind of simple, but being very, very strong and very quickly growing, kind of became like a workhorse. And yes, there are people that took advantage of her naivete, but there were others that were like, you know what, she's a good girl, she means well, let's make sure that the family doesn't go hungry and their fire doesn't go out and they die in the cold. Over time, kind of built up a bit of a reputation for being the gentle giant of the her grandfather, the asshole Jarl, kind of like, "This unwanted grandchild of mine is freakishly strong, and I could probably use some muscle." So he invited her to, move back into the longhouse, and she was kind of like, "Yeah, if Mom comes with me." So, he sets them up. He'd drag her along to all of his, meetings with, hikings, but like other Jarls, and basically just has this like Incredible Hulk, grandchild of his just sitting there, just kind of being an implied threat or show of power. Or he'd enter into like local competitions and she'd just be like throwing fucking boulders around and stuff and shaming all the other guys with her strength. And, and then he's kind of like, "She's doing pretty good for me on the local scene. Man, if she could come along with me on raids and just cave people's heads in, this would be cool." But she's like, "First of all, water is scary. I don't want to be on a boat. And second of all, my poor mother, incidentally, for mysterious reasons, her mother faded away from poor health, according to the Jarl. And it didn't take long for her to then wind up on his trips."
Okay. Yep.
So over time, the Jarl, getting older, getting, he's kind of getting paranoid. So, kind of is, guiding her to like take out his enemies through, inventive stories and whatnot. And people are starting to be like, "Oh, she's not a gentle giant. She's a fucking nightmare enforcer," even though she's too stupid to realize it. Another local, a younger Jarl, kind of decided that, it's about time for a change in management. So he started trying to pretend to court her, being like, You're so wonderful and beautiful and sweet. Oh, I love you so much. We should totally, elope and whatnot. He was kind of like, the only thing in our way is that asshole grandfather. If only someone would get rid of him. And she's like, yeah, if only. And he's like, okay, I kind of thought you would pick up on this shit. Tell you what, let's elope, but no one will accept our marriage, and they're probably gonna, attack us out of anger. So you need to defend yourself. And it turns out that this was actually coinciding with him attacking the village with some of his own men. So she's sitting here very sad and confused, watching her supposed lover being attacked by the villagers, who she also supposedly liked. And she's like, wow, this is horrible. Well, I guess the only information I have to go on is, fucking fight for love. So she attacked the townspeople with his forces. He decided that he was, the attacker Jarl decided to, have any loose ties. So obviously not wanting to marry this Uyghur girl, he decided to try to run her through with his sword in her homemade wedding dress and like little flower crown that she'd made. And in her dying moment, she basically was like, oh, he's running at me. He loves me. She went out to embrace him, and upon being stabbed, fell on him and crushed him to death, and they both died. So yeah.
Don't make love to Uyghur women?
No, so the moral of the story is the birth of an Uyghur is a good omen, and local-born Uyghur should be fed and cared for by the town. Don't be a dick to them, otherwise, tragedy will befall you, and all your crops will die, and your animals will perish, and no one will, remember your family legacy or something. I don't know.
As said by our local Uyghur.
That's a story unto itself.
Oh.
Oh dear. It's still hilarious.
You know what? I owned it, damn it.
You did. Oh, let's see. All right. So we talked about the Half-Bloods a little bit here and there. We talked about the different sort of like what's the deal with each one of them. We talked about trolls, the gold tier, and the werewolves.
Exalted? Or are we gonna go to the Exalted faction?
Yeah, the Exalted.
I feel like we got a good overview gist of what the Half-Bloods are.
Yeah.
And the story is pretty good of just like, yeah, make love to big girl.
Exactly.
Well, no, that you don't have to. It's that just sometimes the genes just kind of the Spire, the Acer and Vanner manipulation just kind of procs, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we thought we were going to have a normal kid, and instead we gave birth to like an elephant.
And now my wife can no longer walk.
Yeah, and she got ripped. She got split in half like a piece of timber delivering this thing.
It's like,
So
I liked her.
she was nice, but so the Exalted. The big defining thing about the Exalted is they are defined by who leads them, which is the Conjugur. It is the greatest of them, the men who sit at the high table. We talked about how that they rule most of the Nords. They are the source of faith. Well, not the source. They are the object of faith as part of the Einhar mythos, and religion by the Volva. And because they lead, because they are Conjugur, they have one other thing that really sets them apart from like a regular regional ruler. They take an oath they take an oath that allows them to rule and control the Jotnar that used to enslave them. Not a whole lot is known about the oath, but it is the oath the Jotnar must swear to a specific Conjugur. So like you could have a mountain Jotnar accompany a Jarl or be friendly with a Jarl or something like that. But a Conjugur has an oath from them, something that they are bound by.
Yeah, because otherwise Angborn's back to finish the fucking job.
Yeah. Exactly. So, like, it's basically the Conjugers, the Jotnar, and then the Chosen. And the Chosen are just like the hangers-on, the followers, the bodyguards, the friends, the most trusted vassals and champions of a Conjuger. These are people that they know will protect them, will fight for them. They won't stop. They will do exactly what they tell them to do when they say to do it. If they say jump, they'll ask how high as they are jumping.
Good.
You know, all that good stuff. They are usually like the most well equipped because they are also the richest people at this point. They have Jotnar to go with them on raids. They have this power that no one else has. So that's sort of like the Exalted. It's probably the smallest faction of the Nords, but it's one of the most influential because of what kind of power it has.
Okay.
Yeah, and like Connie
Isn't that
also
also where the you may have mentioned it. I think my microphone may have cut out, but did you also mention the Chosen amongst that?
yeah, the Chosen. They are
They're
how high-
like the
how high-
bodyguards, best
Yeah.
friends.
yeah,
Okay, that's where how I can.
Well, there's
and a lot of the time the Conjugers generally also have a lot of Einhar blood. Like it's very much exemplified, which is also another reason why they are at the high table. Because the blood gives them power, and because Einhar are worshipped, they get to siphon off some of that faith as their own power. They may not do it intentionally, but they probably do it unconsciously, which helps fuel them.
Interesting. Okay.
Like another aspect of it, because we talked about the three factions, but we didn't touch that much on the Jotnar, did we?
No.
Like,
we need to know more about this.
Well, it's good because they're technically exalted, I think, in the army list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they are part of the Exalted, but they're also separate. We don't know the most like of what we have for them. We just know that they were the slavers, they're powerful. And there's three varieties in Mannheim. There's the Ice Jotnar, the Sea Jotnar, and the Mountain Jotnar.
And
And now the Cedar, I suppose.
and
I honestly don't know where you're going with this.
Sapphire Jotnars still running around killing people.
No,
They're not Jotnars.
Yeah, they're humans that have been undead and set on fire by Haslia's will.
Again, Mass, Jotnar think of them as titans. The giants are just swole Haslia troops.
Swole people who are lit on fire. Wow, could be worse.
Yeah. All right. So what we kind of do know about the Jotnar from the Nord perspective is there's two smart guys and one dumb fuck.
Oh, okay.
That's just like to characterize the three different kinds. The Mountain Jotnar are the chill. They're basically your brother's cousin up in, the mountains of Appalachia. They don't care that much. They're just out to have a good time and just do what they want to do. They don't mind serving people, but you don't want to piss them off.
Okay.
They don't need a binding oath. They'll probably swear one, but they don't need one to serve somebody, which is why you see them in a game mechanic sense, why you can take them more often in other warbands rather than just the Exalted.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
it's fun times.
They're not that smart either.
Uncle Touchy's frozen game ground.
Yeah, Uncle Touchy's frozen game preserve.
Yeah.
So they're probably the most chill. If you had to party with a Jotnar, I'd party with a Mountain Jotnar.
Nice.
The last two of them, though. Now, these are like, if you have 3 siblings, these are the older 2 that are always fighting. The Ice Jotnar is the oldest, who's also the smartest and strongest. And he has magic. They rule the Jotnar civilization. Like, what little there is of it, they rule it. They're the ones who call the shots. They're also the ones who swore the oath that binds them to the Nords when they lost. After being WrestleMania'd by the Einhar. So like they're just the guys who are in charge. The Sea Jotnar, on the other hand, are the bitter, angry ones who don't like being both subservient to their older siblings, who they tried to beat up and take leadership away from, and now these little shitheads that they used to rule.
Yeah, that's fair.
They don't have magic, but they live in the ocean. They're actually aquatic, from what it looks like.
Oh.
Like they have gills and stuff. But they were exiled from Jotunheim, which was the homeland of the Jotun. I don't know where that is. I think it's north of the wall or whatever.
Wait a minute, what? There's a wall?
I think it's not called the wall, but there is a northern delineation on Mannheim that there's worse shit to the north.
Oh, I didn't realize this place gets so much worse.
Yeah. I think that's where the Jotun are from, I'm not sure. Because like there's sea up that way, but it's also frozen. Because it's the northernmost part of the planet. But
just
they were
a horrible ice shelf hellscape.
Yeah, probably.
But
they were exiled from Jotunheim. They're bitter and mad about it, and they can die mad about it, and they will.
And they will. Nice.
Because they can't do anything about it. They can't beat the Einhar. They couldn't beat the Ice Jotnar. They're just kind of stuck in middle management positions. Fun thing about the Jotnar too, actually, is there has never been a new one. And what I mean by that when I say it is, if you meet a Jotnar, if his name matches one from an age-old saga from like a millennia ago, it's probably the same one.
Oh, like they're just immortal, effectively?
They are effectively immortal. They can die from death.
The heat death of the universe.
If you remember that Timoleon shaman from earlier, he was kind of talking with a scholar from the city-states, comparing notes on their titans, and I think that they both kind of reached the hypothesis that perhaps these Jotnar and titans are not born, but perhaps actually created. And whatever instigates that creation has not been in service for however many hundreds of years, because they're like,
there hasn't been a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, that is actually really interesting and lore I did not know at all. I thought there was more. I don't know. I thought there was like the Jotnar wives, and they would, bang.
Those cedars that showed up, the oracles, the Promethean oracles that carved their eyes out, and returned to the people to. They're now preaching the return of their mother.
Ooh, that might be the thing that makes them.
I'm very curious about that as well. Mostly because like it really speaks of, because the name we looked at the names earlier. It speaks a lot about like a mother of monsters sort of situation.
Was it Agabrón or something? Was the mother of monsters? That was Loki's wife.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
They were
actual Norse mythology. Like, like he does have a wife, and she is labeled, or her title is Mother of Monsters.
Oh, what is her name?
It starts with an A. It's like Argenborg.
Yeah, because I remember her. She wasn't like Sig.
Well,
yeah,
so
Sigyn. In the pros edda, her role in helping. Yeah.
Matt and I were actually talking about this before the show. Let's see. They mentioned specifically, ancient mythologies of the city-states and the poetic eddas of the Nords reveal a number of similarities that are echoed time and again. The defeat of Mammon and his consort Lilitu, the Titanomachy, Ymir, and Aldhumla. The Titans bound in Tartarus, Ymir's body reforged into his own prison, and the cast out Asuras.
Yeah.
So a lot of weird stuff out there.
There's a lot of things that apparently like are all considered to be Jotnar / Titans.
Whatever they are.
Yeah, whatever they are as like a greater unifying race or whatever they are supposed to be. I'm very curious to know what else that is in there because apparently the Asuras are elemental being giants that were linked to the Rakshasas in some way or form.
Is that the Asuras? Is that from Neuroni?
No.
Like, where are they from?
Don't quote me on this. I think that Asuras originally had origins to Hindu and Vedic mythology, and then
okay.
I think that they were ported into Buddhism and then made their way over into like
they're described
Chinese, Korean, and Japanese mythology on some level.
They're like, what? Okay, this is Wikipedia. They're from Indian religion, so like multiple Indian religions.
Okay.
Mainly Hinduism. They are described as power-seeking beings related to the more benevolent devas in Hinduism. So they're like superhumans.
All right.
Because they're not ghosts, they're not nature spirits. They're like beings that are physical. So yeah. God, there's such a wealth of like Hindu mythology and other things that like could be really cool.
Also, just real quick before anyone suggests it, because I know that you're thinking it out there, one of you. I don't think Stavro really anime, so this is probably not an Attack on Titan situation.
No, it probably is not. I doubt it is.
Pretty sure it's going to tie him closer to actual human mythology because he grabs a lot of that stuff and twists it.
Probably.
Like, from what I understand from the one giant article we were reading from, it does take a human.
That's the theory, yeah, is that they might take human prisoners who never return, and then something happens, and then giants.
Have a new giant. Oh, give me 1 second. You guys talk for a second.
Okay. How about that sports team? You're not going to engage on this at all, are you? Okay.
I am the worst. That was the worst possible question you could have asked
me. Doing good. Oh my god. Now to go start perusing the international Discord for takes. Let's see what we got here.
No, Matt, please come back.
Let me find a take on here and we can discuss it. Oh my god, should that be like a new segment on BonkTable? It's like looking at takes on the international Discord, putting these out to the public.
Oh my god.
Which one in here is my favorite? There's some of them that I really just don't go into simply because I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to read. Like Old Dominion, I think a week or two ago got really spicy.
Yeah, for like the last month, I basically just had that on like permanent ignore now, and I'm really sad because it's like, oh man, this used to be cool here. And now it's borderline unusable.
Sorry about that. I had a very sudden phone call.
Yeah, no problem. We're doing a new
A new weekly segment.
Yeah, it's
A
called
weekly segment.
Yeah, it's called Takes from the International, and we get to find a take and discuss it.
Oh, all right.
Oh god.
What kind of take?
Oh,
really need
any take. Anything that we could find enjoyment from.
Um,
Oh, if it's enjoyment, then we're screwed. Like,
Yeah.
I thought we were just gonna like talk about it, but
here's one. I won't give a name.
no.
What?
Anyway? The Giants.
I won't give a name. Yeah, we have to start prefacing it with that because it's just gonna make. They discussed my take. I was correct. You hear
Matt,
me?
Matt, the search feature's a thing. Don't do it.
I mean that's true. I can reword it. It should be fine.
Oh my god.
Oh my
But
god.
this is sort of like lore related. Is this a real thing we're gonna do, or are we?
No, this was a joke while you were on the phone, but now I'm kind of curious.
But we were
Like,
talking
I'll get
about-
harassed either way for it, but you know.
We're talking about the Giants, though. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Where were we on the Giants? We were on.
We don't. The prisoners. The Giants take prisoners, and we don't see the prisoners. So the thought process is that potentially they take the prisoners back to whatever their mother is, but their mother not working, and so that's why there's no new Giants.
Yeah, like because the Giant leadership was sealed away. It's
Wait,
very
what?
clearly. Yeah, they were sealed away.
By the drunk guy.
We don't know.
Oh, we just don't know. Okay.
Actually, do we?
If it's buried in there somewhere, if we do, because like, I thought all it really said the fall of the Titanomachy, Ymir being sealed within his own body, like shit like that, but like nothing like
Okay, so
concrete. I thought.
since we are like touching on the Giants, because it's very part of the Nords and everything too, but it's everyone. All humanity like lived under the rule of giants for a long time. It looks like.
Even the Old Dominion.
Yeah, even the Dominion. Hasley had to wrestle control of humanity from the Giants.
Wow, back to WWE. Yeah. Now we gotta make a meme of Haslia wrestling the Giants.
So this probably happened when Haslia was like consolidating power and grabbing gods from other tribes and things like this. Because it would stand to reason that he was one of the first ones to start sealing away leadership. But there's also like 3 distinct orders of giants here. Because there's Mammon and his consort, Lilitu.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Titanomachy, and then Ymir and Aldhulma. So they may have been independently sealed away by 3 different sort of sources or powers. And Haslia probably sealed one of them away to consolidate his power in the mainland.
So, welcome to Steve's Conspiracy Corner. One thing that I found very interesting about that whole giant story was the mention of Amhalda, because if I remember my mythology correctly, in like real world mythology, Ymir was like somewhat either, I don't know if it was raised or empowered or made giant, but basically Amhalda was like a large giant, like primordial or primeval like cow, and Ymir drank from it for 3 days and basically brought him back to health so he could do Ymir things. And also, if this entity is the same thing that supposedly licked the salt rime away to expose, I think it was the father of Odin and several other Norse figures. So I'm very curious to see that it's being mentioned as a Titan, and also that it's being mentioned at all, because that's just setting off alarm bells in my head for like lore tie-ins where it's like, wait a minute, it basically supposedly found like Odin's, father, like, Asgard tie-ins. This is neat. What's happening here?
Like also, it sort of
giant
talks
cow.
about. It talks about it does specifically say the gods or gods had to fight the giants. So that does lend credence to Haslia was the one who defeated one. the Aesir and the Vanir, when they freed humanity the first time, they probably sealed away Ymir and whatever. And I don't know what would happen with the third sort of faction of gods of Titans.
Well,
It
maybe
does,
it's a
like-
faction that hasn't been mentioned yet, or stuff like that.
Yeah. But it is interesting to see. They do say what happened with them, how they were sealed away. Memon and Lulutu were cast into the pit. That we don't know what the pit is or where it is. The Titans bound to Tartarus, so that's probably the city-states. So I bet Platon. No, that would have been Hasley as well, because Platon came later. So Tartarus is the underworld of some sort.
This is the Greek underworld.
Yep. And Ymir's own body reforged into his prison. There is a definite lack of Aldhulma being mentioned there. So either Aldhulma is probably some sort of device or power, like Steve was theorizing about it being some sort of cow.
Mm-hmm.
And Ymir being the one who actually has the power to do the thingy, to turn someone into a giant. But his own body being reforged, I assume that means the Aesir and the Vanir turned him into like a flesh coffin. I don't fucking know.
Would be very on point for Spires. Hey,
like a giant inside out chicken.
maybe he was the first abomination.
Yeah. And then it talks about the Asuras were cast out, so they were thrown into the elemental planes. Because that's the only way I can imagine being cast out could be read as. So yeah, that's an interesting. I didn't think we would actually touch that when we were talking about Nords, but like the Nords was like one of the ones where they really started grabbing things from other factions and sort of expanding on it.
I'm actually
publicly.
Yeah,
Publicly in the lore and everything,
I'm
because
glad-
they are the
Go ahead.
post-apocalyptic wrestlers, and you need to know why they're post-apocalyptic wrestlers.
I'm kind of glad that we actually did the Nords before Old Dominion, just because there is a little overlap that they do.
Oh,
that
yeah.
We've just kind of been going through right now, and it's like it is interesting, and also okay, I get it.
Like Old Dominion, once we start talking about it, you can talk about a lot of specific stuff with the Old Dominion, but it is basically play by play what we've talked about before, like with the Fall and then the Nords, and then even some of the Dwegums. I really should go back and re-listen to that episode. Steve's dulcet tones.
Yeah, when my fucking mic wasn't cutting out.
Like everything's really interweaved, so it's kind of hard to like just section them off unless you're talking about specific things.
Mm-hmm.
Like Doug did really good on 2+ stuff, talking about the Nords and why they're cool. Because it's just a short little episode. You talk about why they're cool, and it's because they are post-apocalyptic WrestleMania freaks.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
Okay.
Like-
Go ahead.
um,
Or do you want me to? I'll be a host. Okay, so that we've gone through the four factions. Now, let's do some units, some interesting stuff about some units, and then wrap her up.
yeah,
I think that'd be a good take before we head out. What do you two
yeah,
think?
we sort of hit all the really cool, like overarching stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about some faces, talk about some units. Is there any specific that you kind of like want to dive into?
The off the top of my head, the Jotnar Satyr is something we haven't talked about, but is, pardon me, a thing that I'm kind of curious
Yeah.
about. Like, what's his whole stick and deal?
It's like reading the like the blurb for the cedar is he's basically a Promethean who has had a religious awakening to talk about their
So he's just
like
a religious giant walking across everything and be like, "Yo, you believe in Jotnar Jesus or what? You want some?"
I think Was it specifically the Fire Mother, Steve, or was it?
I don't know if it was the Fire Mother, but basically he's been going around preaching about the impending return of their mother and the ascendancy of their people, and he's so excited by this that he's carved out all three of his eyes so that he can, not have extraneous sensory inputs to like distract him from these apocalyptic revelations.
Is this the Oracle or the Cedar? Like, Jesus.
It's both.
It's the same. It's just
okay.
Yeah, they are the same thing. They're just known as oracles in the Southlands and Ciders in the Northlands.
Okay, thank you. So it's just a religious pilgrim, kind of half doom saying, half preaching about the return of the giants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like apparently, like it's enough for them to hope, which is an interesting thing. Considering like faith is power, hope is like the beginning of faith. So that does give me some credence to think about if these are religious fanatics that are trying to stoke faith and hope.
Are they going to meme something into reality?
Exactly. Are they going to are they going to release whatever bonds are holding their mother prisoner? Or whatever it is. Because it also does talk about their mother will return and would heal them and then elevate them to her side as their most favored children. Like the language of elevating them just makes me think they would heal the race and make it so that they could once again propagate.
Or you can go buy a meme coin.
And presumably rule.
Yeah. Which is why they're leaders and why you can take them in city-states and Nords.
Kind of wish the Nords one had an army rule, but you're kind of just pairing them with the Conquest anyway.
Yeah.
Like that is their leader for that kind of list.
I do wonder how like that interaction actually goes. Because this leader hasn't sworn an oath at all.
And maybe that's why in Nords you can't take him as a warlord.
Yeah. But he would...
Well, also, I think that in the city-states, the giants are, like, mysterious but seemingly benevolent.
Yeah.
I can see why the Nords would not be cool, being like, hey, so I know that we enslaved you guys for, like, 600 years, and, before your gods, we enslaved you then, too. Hey, I'd like to take you guys along on my, on my party. Like, could you guys, serve under me again? And they'd probably be like, the fucking balls on this motherfucker.
Cedar is a free Jotnar. Cedar is free.
I do wonder if the Conqueror's like, oh, all right, you gonna swear an oath to me? I wonder how that situation resolves itself.
Mm-hmm. What option the community takes? The Jotnar Satyr pulls out his knife and stabs the onagir in the middle of the court.
God, it's Angry Board from the top row.
I don't know, that's a bit of a spicy pick for them. I think the spiciest they ever got was the one with Coatl in the jail cell, where he finds out that he has a knife embedded in, or he has a little metal shank embedded in his spoon, supposedly given to him to maybe escape, and he's like, oh, I'll escape all right, and then just slits his wrists.
What the fuck? He just...
Well, no, that's the correct choice if you want to have a religious uprising. So good on you. Also, by the way, if any of you fucks let the Euroni take one of my fucking oasises, I'll hunt every single one of you down.
Remember, Matt is 37 feet tall and has 19 inches. These are two separate measurements.
You all better vote for the fucking Watcheroon.
No, fuck you. You already poisoned the well with Old Dominion, and I am prepared to feel the wrath of 100 million weeaboos.
How are we strong in this one?
God. The thing is, I know it's gonna fucking happen. I can't compete with fucking Spider-C and Fox Girls, okay?
Spider-C. That's right. We do have the awakening of the Spider-C.
Matt, we've been over this. It's called an epigyne.
Is that what actually a spider vagina is actually called?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, learning more than just lore today.
Yeah, both Steve and I have a background in in insects of some sort.
I do.
I took spider biology in my last year of college.
Whoa! You didn't realize it was going to be useful in wargaming, didn't you?
Jesus.
I felt really bad for that professor because I was always really tired and I'd always end up falling asleep in his class. And one day I was like, "I'm really sorry, man. Like, I don't mean to do it." He's like, "No, it's okay. I'm used to it." It's like, oh no.
Everyone falls asleep in my spider class. The fuck is this?
No, in all of his classes.
But like so we kind of covered the cedar in that weird situation.
Yeah.
I still find that really weird that he's part of the Nords.
Hold on, let me grab my phone real quick. It's behind my water bottle.
Do we just want to do lights, mediums, heavies just to make it easy? Or do we want to start at heavy since we're already there?
I mean, like I wasn't really going over them like that. I was sort of like just looking at them.
We kind of covered a lot. Like, if you go to, I'm just opening up like the browse faction. Like, what are you gonna say about the Raiders? Like, I know the Raiders' whole stick is that they were, come on my raid because you're poor.
I think something to cover is actually like the Ulfendar and the Bearsarks.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go with them.
Because both of those aren't the normal, like they're not
traditional Nords, yeah.
Yeah. They're actually a warrior. They're both different warrior lodges.
Oh, sorry, gentlemen, but like I'm currently getting through the Horus Heresy. We don't do that. That's bad. There's rules against this.
But these lodges are apparently they predate the Aesir and the Vanir, which is really funny because that would mean they're like
old as fuck,
like millions.
Well, no, I don't think.
You know what?
I think when they say that, they mean predate them as being recognized as gods.
That's me being.
That's
okay. It says origins predate the veneration of the Aesir and the Vanir. Yeah, that's me being autistic for a second.
An important distinction.
Yeah. So like, it doesn't say a whole lot. It just says that this is like a warrior culture that's existed since the beginning of the Nords. So, if anything, these are the most Nords of all of them.
Okay. So this is the true Scotsman thing.
This is the true.
There are no
exemplar.
True Scotsman. No, all true Nords.
Yeah. But like they're like wearing animal pelts and animal skulls and everything. They're like trying to tap into that anima sort of energy where they are the thing that they're wearing. Quite literally on all levels except physical, I am a wolf. But like that it's also like the Jarls and they're shaman centric, I guess, because the shamans actually sort of worship Mannheim more than anything else. So they're like part of that little sect of religion that was around and is still like lives within the worship of the Aesir and the Vanir. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Did not mute the mic there, did you?
There's like surprisingly
came on quick.
Yeah, there's surprisingly very little about them, like any sort of extra culture or anything like that. But then again, it's a war game, and it's my dudes. They howl like wolves and wear wolf skulls, and
they're cool. I swear,
they're cool.
They're cool. They go brrr. Valkyries. Let's talk about them.
Steve.
Wait, what? Why me?
You've been chosen.
You can't spring Nord shit on me. I don't know Nords.
I mean, like the Valkyries are. It's like almost, just what you would imagine a Valkyrie is supposed to be.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
I mean, Wonder Woman was an Amazon.
Great, now my internet's cutting out. Incredible.
It's just like Discord end call sound.
Valkyrie. This is a great radio. Oh, good. This is a real short one. So as Matt mentioned earlier, the Valkyries, you know, they're aligned with they're aligned with the oh god, they are aligned with the Vulvas, and their whole thing is that their cult is basically saying like, hey, the old gods died, they kind of let us down, this is shit. The Einherjar, though, they showed up, they bitch slapped all those fucking giants. These guys are super cool, they should be our new gods. So soldier brides to their new gods. They stand ready to give their lives to their new divine champions on the battlefield. And they basically want to elevate the Einherjar to godhood as their new gods.
Yep. Pretty much it. Like, it's not that deep with the Nords here. They've got a rich history, but it's like a puddle, man.
I don't know. Is there any other of these guys? Because I feel like we've kind of overviewed enough of the units just simply in the breakdown of each of the factions and more in their stories to really go deep.
Yeah.
Like, save some of that stuff for later, or people can read their own lore.
Yeah, I think like talking about some of the characters is not the game characters, but like some of the story characters is really cool.
Yeah.
Like we've touched on Einar a couple times. Oh, I have, because this guy's amazing. Okay, he's the most Chad of all the Nord characters.
All right.
Like,
do you have his information available? Do you want to tell his story and then we'll wrap her up? I think
I
that'd be a good
won't
ending.
tell his story.
Oh, okay.
But I think you should link it with the video. Like, put
okay,
it
send it to me and I will add it into the description for people.
Okay.
And the show notes for people.
I'll definitely get a hold of that and see if I can get a hold of like the full Living World one.
Yeah, we gotta do the
pretty
Living
sure.
World at some point because I feel like there's a lot in there that expands a lot more about the whole world and like the lore and gets into specifics.
I'm quite fond of the Living World as like just how war games approach their setting. I think it's really cool.
I do like it because now of course I'm a filthy contrarian workshop, as we all as I'm always quick to remind everyone. One thing that I really enjoy about the lore for Conquest is that yes, it's a really shitty place and no one's having a great time, but it's not like it's not as miserably horrible as like basically anything in Games Workshop's lore, where it's just like everything's just fucked forever, and it's just new levels of horrible. It's like there's a potential for a better future, or like a half decent outcome in the Conquest world. It's just not going to be next week.
Yep.
But I don't know, and there's little moments. It's not just like, and the scum farmers on this planet, eked out a bleak existence for 20,000 years until chaos came about, and then they just nuked the planet and everyone died forever.
Yeah,
they were all syphilitics. And it's like, Jesus Christ, what a
Conquest has a pervading depression and like hopelessness, but there's also spots of hope. It feels like a real world. I guess.
And the way that they tie in, here's all these different levels that these, various factions are interacting with each other, influencing, in return. And it's not, entirely just like, oh, well, this faction is just uniformly evil. Like, even Old Dominion has, like, weird things where they're like, look, we're not at war yet. Like, we could just do this the easy way for now. Like, we don't like that you're alive, but we won't necessarily kill you if you just, like, give us the scroll and tell us to fuck off. Like,
yeah.
It's a little more believable than just like, oh, this entire faction is just cartoonishly evil, or like, oh, it's only driven, like, even the Dweghom are more nuanced than like, oh, they're just out to do war stuff and scream and blow up. And yeah, I know that's probably not the best comparison I could have made,
but like, yeah,
It's if you look at the Dwegum versus like Space Orcs, it's like okay, one's got more nuance going on than the other.
Yeah, there's a lot more thought put into a lot of everything.
And I think some of that comes from Stavros' background in history, where he extensively studied a lot of these, connections and causal relationships and, interactions between cultures and changing of ideas and meeting of minds and whatnot. And he's able to draw on that.
Like as much as I know Russ probably isn't going to come very soon, I'm very interested to see how he approaches them in like how their culture and everything adapts. Because it was touched on in in the campaign book about how dour and just dark they are about everything because they were the last people to flee the fall. They actually had to flee through like monstrous necrotic horrors and everything.
Yeah, they had to flee past the worst of the undead hordes. They had to flee past the things or Hasley is just like stick tacking corpses into like new and exciting. Yeah, kind of like when early AI. It's like that Ghibli studio thing where it was like, oh, hey, Miyazaki, we're using this primitive AI system to, it doesn't know how people work. So when we tell it how to animate a body walking, it starts walking on like its like kneecap, its its fingertips, and its chin. Isn't that wild? He's like, this is an abomination.
Yeah,
he's already getting the gun.
It's not for them; it's for himself. But yeah, basically, like these horrifying undead monstrosities, and also. There were a lot of people that didn't die in the fall, and all the horrors and hardships that befell them kind of like turned them into like freakish cannibal cults where they're just like, well, gotta survive. You look pretty good. Want to come by for dinner?
Yeah. That sort of stuff. And like the Russ had to escape that.
In like a years-long exodus or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, their outlook on life is perhaps a little more.
Yeah. And it's like I said, as much as I know they probably won't be coming for a long time for various reasons. I still want the lore for them. I still want to see the story behind it. You know?
Well, it's an area of the world. Like one of the nice things I noticed with the world map when you really like look at it and dig deep is that a lot of these things that end up being factions are already on the world map.
Yeah.
Like it is there if you look for it. Like because I saw Russ, and I didn't really like click in or anything. I just thought it was another part of the 100K, and it's like now they're talking about it as a faction. And I'm like, oh, this is actually like there's shit going on here. Oh, okay.
Well, even if you look at like the earliest maps, like Stavros and the team, had like Targovia, where all the Hemamancers are. They had like the Polemag principalities there. They had the city-states. They had all these locations already, mapped out and planned out, years in advance. So
they were there. Like the map that you see on the Living World, it's the same map.
It just has less stuff.
Hell, if you click on Explore instead of the Living World plot thing, all of a sudden it will just barf like a bajillion little like markers and landmarks and points of interest and little like local, like rumor tidbits and things that just pop up for you to like click on and be like, oh shit, there's a lot going on under the hood that I didn't think
Which,
was
by the
there.
way, they need to update some of that because they need to add or update more in there because that's such a nice little resource that's visible. It's like a what's it called? It's not tangible, but it's a thing you can mess with instead of like going through a bunch of.
Well, it's more interactive, I suppose. In a lot of ways, it's
like the Stoneface King campaign that they showed off. Most people wouldn't know, but like Pravia and Gehedom, they're on that map and they're really close together. You can.
Yep. Well, I always liked there was some little string of comments being made by someone that was like taking a pilgrimage to the Old Dominion at some point.
Yeah.
And it's just like, life is great, going on this religious pilgrimage, it's going to be so cool. And then it's like, yeah, things are hard, my faith is being tried. Then finally it's just like this fucking disaster of a sentence where it's just like death. I saw death. He comes, eyes, and everything burns, and the flesh dies, but the spirit he's coming, and it's like, oh, he's seen some shit.
It's like you see those like in the Dying Lands, you see the 3. No, there's a lot more holds out there. Holy shit!
Oh yeah, there's a billion holds, like a ton of spires.
Like there's so much there's so much fertile ground to like create more stories, and like you could stay on this continent and make story after story after story, but he's just expanding the world. It's just getting bigger. And I kind of like that too. At the same time,
I was gonna say, there's so much they could do with just what's on Electera, or the main continent that we've seen is
Electria.
The fact that several of the new factions aren't really shown on the map yet. And it's just like, oh yeah, no, there's all sorts of places that they could like be pulling this stuff from. Like it's exciting to be like I want more information on what we currently have, but there's another part of me that's like, ooh, new things, new toys, new stories. Yes, please.
Yeah. Like the whole reveal that the Sorcerer Kings were on their own little continent that they pulled out of the sea themselves was peak.
And that it was apparently far enough away that like it's not on the
map. That map is really cool though. So
it is. Just as a little aside while you find something else to read, I do like how one of the mark blurbs on the cloth map is that they suggest you can use it as a small blanket.
Yeah.
That slays me.
But speaking of that map, like if you look at the symbolage that's used for the different named places, they are very faction specific. So you can tell which factions are what for each one of the named places.
Yep.
It's really nice. Man. Like what? Did we really miss anything when we talked about the Nords?
I don't think so.
One thing we sort of did miss. Talking about the story with the Nords. They love raiding. We got to talk about the raiding.
Oh, okay.
You know, in hindsight, yeah, how the fuck did we miss that?
Yeah, how the fuck did we? Their entire culture at this point, like, revolves around trade and raiding other cultures
who don't live in nightmare hellscapes.
Yeah, like it's kind of insulting that we've gone this long without talking about it, actually. But because of that, like they have a long history of just pushing the Hundred Kingdoms shit in from the north. That like the entire northern shores of what is the Hundred Kingdoms in the Rus is basically Nordhome. Like they've done it so long that they've just acclimated and become part of the culture there. And during the Red Years, which was we didn't talk about the Red Years at all, I don't think.
Is that like a 100K thing more so?
Yeah, we haven't talked about 100K yet. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, don't worry. We gotta get through Old Dominion before we get to 100K.
Yeah. But during the Red Years, which is just a time of upheaval that was really funny to talk about or read about, an Einhard did lead like a massive like push into the Hundred Kingdoms. He was Svalbard them? I don't know. It starts with an S and it has a V and an L and an M. But so do most Nord fucking names. No B, it's a G. Svarthgalm. He led what was called the Grand Raid to the south and like just absolutely smashed through there. He practically exterminated the Order of the Sword in the Hundred Kingdoms.
Wait, is that the guy who's sitting on all the bodies?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, Jesus.
You should definitely have a picture of him Just
Yep.
like front and center. That dude is wild.
Also, he's huge.
I don't remember if he died at the end of it, but it says he disappeared. I'm pretty sure he died, though, because I don't think a Chad like that would let them live peacefully if he was around.
He's out there like the fire children running around causing problems in 100k land.
That would really be funny. Actually,
Watch out,
too.
there's a 900 doll running around. He'll kill you. Get inside when it's dark.
But there's a whole section of the 100 Kingdoms, like the most northern part of it, just called Norvden. So we can assume like that's Nord and 100 Kingdoms mixed together living there.
Sounds like Norway. Or
Yeah.
is that
But we
the
also
area?
see
Hold on. I gotta move this box
we also
out of the
see
way.
that sorry. We also see that they don't just raid. They're really proficient at it. They're really good at it. They like beating up people and they like doing it. But they trade a lot because they're a seafaring civilization. They're good at boats. So trading is like
Normandy.
that-
There we go.
Normandy.
Yeah, like okay. Let's get to. Sorry, I'm interrupting here. Please continue with your thing.
No, it's fine. I'm just like, wait, were we talking about World
Okay,
War
because
II?
you said there was that Nord thing in the north side 100k. So like, Normandy is an area in France.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
some
okay,
history buff will hit me with this because I'm just going off the top of my head. But basically, when the English came over, I think during the 100 Years' War or something, they took over like a stretch of land, and like France was like basically just succeeded a stretch of land to them to make them stop killing them for a certain amount of time.
Oh yeah, well I mean that makes sense.
So
I
yeah,
don't
if
know
you
if
had some
it's true or
Nord
not,
place
but-
in the 100k, it's very much like France and England.
it's a very substantial part of the 100 Kingdoms, like, but because of their raiding, but also trade proficient ways, that explains like why in city states you might have werewolf blooded people like living in one of the city states because
You need
they've
to-
integrated.
They need to get a Vogny Lord down there and start biting people again.
Send one of their dogs down there. Be like, hey, I brought my dog with me. He's nice.
He bites. Oh
like-
shit, we have a werewolf infestation in town.
Like they're in Timoleon's story specifically, he actually goes to a half-blooded Nord and 100 Kingdom queen. I think it's for Rimberg, the city that she rules, and uses her as like a powerful ally to get on to the High Council to speak with Angryborn or something like that. But like they're well integrated. They're not just like savages just raiding everybody for no reason. They do that, but they also trade. And
It does happen.
like I keep saying that because I think I had a really specific conversation with somebody a long time ago in the lore channel about how these fucking savages raiding and killing and pillaging and blah 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 blah. I'm like, well, they don't do that all the time. They do, but they don't. They're a multifaceted people that apply the trades that would be available to them as a seafaring civilization. It's like the English.
Well, also, I'm looking at a world map, but like when the Vikings are running around, like Sweden, Norway, Denmark, like the Norse,
Yeah,
like they did the raiding, but they also did a lot of trade and like went through a lot of passages and got down into like Italy and France, like the southern side of France and Spain and into Greece and traded stuff.
yeah. There was both violent and non-violent trading happening. It's how it happens. Yeah, I believe we did finally touch on that bit now. Did you have anything you wanted to add, Steve? Any quips? Any funnies?
I'm still super butthurt that you went into Nord's chat to get them to vote for Reagan Leaf instead of Sleepy Boy Andronicus.
I only did that once.
That's all it took.
Are you using the power of your community status to change how people vote so that you can get
What
rewards
community
from it.
status?
I know you have no community status.
I'm just an angry lore nerd now.
I've ascended to angry lord nerd. It's like I don't know if that's ascension, man.
I've been unchained.
Now
I'll tell you your idea and opinion is bad.
Sucks to suck.
No, probably get another message saying, "Please take that down."
I'll get the message to take that down. You're on my podcast. It's like I'd be like, "What? What are you talking about?" It's like this specific thing at this timestamp, and I'll be like, "Man, this happened like probably a month ago. I don't remember this."
yeah, I'm not sure. Did you have any other questions about Nords or any thoughts?
I think they're really cool. I like them. There's a bit of me that kind of wishes I went into them earlier. To be honest, like I bought them as my first faction, but I was also like, I like the 100k. The knights I always like knights.
Yeah,
I like their lore. I like how it's all twisted and interconnected, and they do a lot of stuff. Like they're just kind of fun.
yeah, I agree.
And they got a lot going on, more than just me Viking, Vike, raid. Like it's way. I don't know. Like I don't know. I find their lore way more interesting than, let's say, Space Wolf lore.
Oh yeah, like
Space Wolf lore is the most generic, boiled down pop culture Viking thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
And like the Nords lore, yeah, it's Vikings on the surface. And then you start digging, you're like, oh god, this is super
you know what's really
fucked
funny?
up.
Yeah, I think about it as I was looking at the range and thinking about it. It's like there's not a fucking horned helm in sight.
Yeah, there is.
Who has a horned helm?
Raider leader model.
Does he?
Yeah, here, hold on.
I don't think I've ever actually.
I'll go get a picture of him. Hold on, let me just grab this. Ow!
What you get for proving me wrong. I guess I can't say that then. I will say the majority of their models are very not pop culturally Nord, which is really cool and good. I have to rephrase that. I think the Valkyries are leaning more towards like the what did he say? Oh, okay, I see it now.
Alright, I'm back. I got him.
I see him, yeah.
He was in a pile with the bear sharks.
It's the only terrible horned helm. Okay.
Like, I don't mind that there's a guy with the horn helm or anything. Like, I'm also fine that's one mini with a leader.
Yeah.
It's not like all of them are. It's not everywhere. It's, you know, it's done, like, here's your little bit of pop culture, but also...
Yeah, it's not like every single one of them has it, though, which is nice.
Yeah, and also, like, having it on one guy, you know, that he's in charge. Hold on, let me see if I can break him by throwing him into the pile.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's good. We're good.
I heard that clack.
Yeah, don't worry about that clack. Don't worry about that pile.
That made my skin crawl.
You don't know. You
But,
don't
like,
want to know what happens in Uncle Mass's miniature pile playground.
God. But like we were talking about Space Wolf lore being bad and terrible and short. And like I had said earlier that Nord lore is more history, but it's shallow. That shallowness is still an ocean compared to Space Wolf lore.
Oh, what did I read? I read the Thousand Suns book from Horus Heresy. I read Tales of Heresy, and there's like a short story in the Tales of Heresy, and it's the Space Wolves, and they're fine. There was like the Space Wolves in Battle of the Abyss, and it was like, oh my god, this is the most generic Space Wolfy crap, like Space Viking crap ever. It was like okay, but the more interesting characters were like the Loyalist traders.
Yeah.
I read
I always seem to
Dawn
find
of
that
Fire, the
okay.
Wolf Time. What was the Indominus Crusade, where like the Space Wolves get their Primaris gene seed? That was interesting because it was like the Space Wolves trying to like the Primaris trying to integrate with the Space Wolves, and like, you know, like, well, you're not a true Space Wolf even if you have our DNA because you didn't come from Fenris, and like butting heads that way, and just like their sheer stubbornness, and like it's like, wow, okay, dude, you are dying. Like your entire chapter is dying. Please make a good decision in your life.
It's been like a plot point for the Space Wolves since 3rd edition that they can't have, or we're never able to have chapter what is it called?
Subchapters, or like
Yeah, they were never able to have subchapters because their gene seed went fucking nutso, and every time it didn't, someone came around and fucked with it anyway, and then Magnus attacked the Fang and fucked their program up. So like, it's just a thing that always happens, and it's the same stuff over and over.
like.
So whatever little nerd that's a fan of the Space Wolves wants to accuse me of not knowing their fucking lore after calling it terrible, fuck you.
Like, okay, like I'm reading all the Horus Heresy books. Like,
my favorite Horus Heresy Space Wolf character was the one named Bear. Guess what? His name is Bear because it's Bjorn.
There's nothing.
Oh, I'm getting real salty right now. I need to stop.
Fine.
We were having a good time.
No, we're still having a good time. Now we're talking about Space Wolves. No, like, there's nothing wrong with their, like, how, like, that it exists. There's nothing wrong with, I feel like, that how it exists, but it's really like there's nothing deeper here. Really, if you get my drift. Like, and don't get me wrong, a lot of Warhammer books are not that deep.
They're really not.
Some of them are quite, like, yeah, there's some of them that are actually kind of, I don't necessarily say deep.
I mean,
but they're
Warhammer Crimes.
Yeah,
those are good books, as far as I heard.
Well, I have it on the shelf. I gotta read it at some point. But yeah, like they're
anyway.
They're still good. They're entertaining. They're enjoyable. There's characters I like. I feel like out of quotes deepness, there's like maybe one or two that I would really classify as like this is a deep book. There's books that I'm like, this is very entertaining. It's a good look into the world. I like how they did a bunch of stuff like Eisenhorn, Ravnikor. I think that's what.
You know what?
Ravnar.
Eisenhorn, Ravner, and Pariah.
I haven't read Pariah.
They could just not have been 40k books because they could have been set in any real cool high dark fantasy, dark sci-fi setting.
Oh yeah,
and still would have been amazing. So I think I don't think it's a compliment to a 40k book. I think that's a compliment to fucking Mr. Dan Abnett, I think it was.
Yeah, he wrote those.
Yeah.
No.
So
Night Lords Trilogy is another good one if anyone wants to read that. Like, I would strongly recommend the Night Lords Trilogy.
You said the deepness earlier, and all I can think of was Mistborn.
Damn it. What's another actually surprisingly good one I read? I would have to go over to my library to actually look at the books so I can remember.
Yeah.
But there's a couple there. I'm on First Heretic right now, and that's been actually quite enjoyable. That's also been written by Dan Abnett. Basically, anything from Dan Abnett's really good. Like, I feel like
doesn't have to be. Just read Dan Abnett.
Yeah. Or not. Sorry, not. Night Lords Trilogy and Master of Mankind was done by Aaron Dembski Boughton, and First Heretic was done by Aaron Dembski Boughton.
Mr. Aaron Dembski
and
Boughton.
Anything by Darren Dembski Boughton, because I feel like he actually understands how to write a little bit more nuance into the characters and make them feel like people instead of like, well, I'm a Boy Scout or I'm a blah blah blah. And it's like, no, you're an actual person, even if you are a crazy fuck. Like, you still get some crazy fuck out of you. Oh, Harrow Master, Renegade Harrow Master. That one was actually really good. That's about the Alpha Legion 40k. That one was quite enjoyable.
All right, though.
Yeah. We should go.
Is there anything else we wanted to touch on for Nords, or are we like?
I think when we got into Warhammer, I think that was the side.
There's such a crossover because I notice a lot of Space Wolf guys like Nords, so.
Well, yeah, Viking.
But, yeah, better Viking.
Viking. I just want to plug Golden Rhino Games. They're having a tournament August 16th, 17th. link for the Longshanks and the tickets. You must buy a ticket to attend. It doesn't matter if you sign up on Longshanks. There's a bunch of prizes. I think there's like over $1,000 or $2,000 or $4,000 in prize support. It's pretty big.
Keep going, buddy.
Oh, okay. There's $37,000 worth of prize support. There's
okay, that's your word. That's your words, not mine.
Okay, so $37,000 of prize support. A bunch of miniature exclusives. There, I think the only time I've seen a photo of Steve's actually smiling, quite rare. That was the true prize.
I was being held at gunpoint. Can't see them on. They're there.
Yeah. So go to Golden Rhino Games. Where that location is, I know it's somewhere in Michigan. I am not from the
Ypsilanti, Michigan. It's a stone.
It's a stone throw away from what?
What I'm told is the prestigious University of Michigan.
Oh,
I went to their enemy college, so I'm like, it's a good school, I guess, but.
Someone's gonna get.
I couldn't major in entomology, so
yeah,
you fell asleep in the class.
That was an arachnid course, not insect, so I'm in the clear.
Yep. True.
The spider pussy is coming for you. Yeah, so is the Euroni fans.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Look, I taught them a new word. They didn't even have to pay college fees for that. I had to pay. That's me giving them. That's value.
I feel
That's
like I could Google. Here, you know what?
word.
Fuck it. I'll do it right now. Open up.
I don't think you're going to be happy with what you find, man.
What is a spider's pussy called? I can't even say this word. The epigeny or epiginum?
Epigynum.
The epigynum. Well, see, look, hey, it's on Quora. I can unread it. Does a spider have puss or puss? What the r/spiders? Oh, anyway, if you want to learn about spiders, attend Golden Rhino Games. They also have an exclusive miniature. It's a golden rhino. I'm already thinking about the thumbnail for that battle report. Probably going to be the rhino from Spider-Man, but replaced with the golden rhino because I think that's funny.
It's a little Krang looking fish,
but he's gold.
Yep.
Rhino mech suit.
God,
he's hideous. He's hideous. I love him. I want one.
Well, aren't you going to get one?
I'm definitely going to get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many of these things do they get like made? Do you have a number? Is there like we have 5,000 units of golden Krang rhino?
So I don't. That pause is there in case you have to cut this.
Why do you have to cut?
I don't know. In case you do, but I think that 500 were produced. We're getting 250 of them, and I think we might be getting 5 in that 250. We're getting 5 of the special gold ones that will win you a cohort box, and then I think the rest are either going to Gen Con for Parabellum's booth, or I think anyone that participates in their tournament at Gen Con will get one for participating, and then the remainders that they don't sell at Gen Con are on their web store.
That's fine.
Oh, this is going to be like a real premium one then if it's only 500 pieces.
It's better than the Artisan Series stuff.
But they should be really cool. Again, we've got that. We've got a nutty amount of prizes. We had to clear out like a table like twice just to take pictures of everything. That's even not all. That doesn't include all the other stuff. So there's more to come. Parabellum is bringing some stuff cool. There's some cool stuff as well. That'll be neat. And then I think we're working on some goodie bags and whammy prizes at the moment. So yeah, we as of recording this, Tuesday the 22nd of July, we've got 7 tickets left. Jump on that. I don't know how many more people over 40 we can safely accommodate. So best to grab your ticket now. Hope to see you there.
Yep.
Thank you, Lord Uncle Steve.
Thank you for letting me plug this event.
You're no problem. You're more than welcome to. Lord Daddy Kang, you got anything to plug?
Not particularly. Maybe just the next episode. We're hitting OD next time, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do Old Dick.
That's gonna be Steve's favorite episode.
Yes, he should have his mic fixed by then.
But otherwise, like,
Has it been fucking up?
A little bit.
I bought the microphone you told me to. Why would you betray me like this?
I don't know. I'm like laying. I am laying down almost on the floor right now, shouting up towards the microphone, and I'm watching my audio be able to connect and hear it all. I don't know what's happening with yours.
I'm sitting right next to it this whole time.
Put the microphone in your mouth right now.
But like, oh god. I think the only other thing I would plug is probably like, come to Grand Rapids. We're also in Michigan. We're on the other side of the state of Ypsilanti. We're not hosting a super huge event or anything right now. It'd be cool to play with more people. You know, I do try and host monthly tournaments. I'm not doing it. I'm no longer a Vanguard, so I'm not doing it as part of the program. I'm doing it because I want to make sure the community stays alive and stays active. So I would appreciate it if people keep coming up. It may not earn you world points, may not earn you Agam, but you'll get an ass whooping. We'll tell you that.
Remember,
I was just about to say that you got a really nice, friendly community, and then you're like, oh well, but like, no, you generally have some like really people up there.
remember.
Yeah, they will give you a hug, but they'll also kick you in the ass to teach you how to play. If you think you don't know how to play.
The man is 37 feet tall and 19 inches. 2 separate measurements. Be careful.
We all have fun. We all have a good time. But yeah, that's what I would plug, if anything. Just come play with us.
Yeah. Or if you're in Canada, Calgary, Edmonton, Saskatoon, Winnipeg, all has metas and people to play. That's on the western side of Canada. I know there's a meta in Montreal and in, I believe, Hamilton, Ontario. What's in the Greater Toronto area? If everyone's
You're spoiled for choice.
Oh yeah, the 13-hour drive, like great.
You were making fun of like when I was like, oh, it's like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah, I was making fun of you.
through Chicago traffic, and you're like, it's like me going to the store.
Yeah, I'm in the middle. I sent you a photo of what I looked at, and that basically was that for like 8 hours. I was like, cool.
We were on a call yesterday for like 8 hours while you were just province to the other.
Yeah, I had to get home. It's wild. Like, people don't realize that it's one road. It's like, do you ever turn off? No. It's one road. You don't understand. Okay, so with that, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Lord Daddy Kang and Lord Uncle Steve for joining us. Skillen at some point did drop out. He did shoot me a message, and we should have probably said something, but he just dropped. It's okay. If you are like and subscribe, join, watch some battle reports on YouTube, listen to more content. All this stuff is on like Spotify and Podbean and Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcasts as well. And Cassandra has a Twitter, what's BonkTable, and then Cassandra has her own secret Twitter, what's way more spicy. So if you ever find that, there you go. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. You all have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.